You don't want war with the king right now. I don't debate for applause, I debate for the record. Every false claim get dissected and severed. You rehearse outrage, I study the structure. Difference between noise and somebody with substance. You quote tweets, I quote policy. You want moments, I want honesty. You want ego boosts and virality. I want mutual aid and stronger communities. That's the difference between you and me. See the problem? Different type timing. You came for clips, I came for alignment. Capital this, socialism that. Half these dudes can't define what they yelling in caps. Talking about free market while wages collapse. I watch your pivot arrive, I make it visible live. But this ain't never gonna be a place where evidence dies. You came all the way to be Santana for internet rap, while the whole chat waiting to see who got checked. Next, welcome to the ring now. Yeah, talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down.
Welcome to the
ring now. Yeah, got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah, welcome to the ring now. You ain't built for this smoke. Y'all slap nuts ain't got milk for these oats.
Go nuts.
So pipe down, you might drown. You don't want war with the king right now.
Hey.
Yeah. Welcome to Sparring with Santana.
Welcome.
Bring your sources,
please,
or bring excuses, whatever. Doesn't really matter either way.
You're about to get
cooked. You should know who I am by now.
You should, but don't worry. Just in case you don't, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. What up, Ash? It will help boost the live and push us out to the FYP. With that being said, let's get the likes up. I see we're at 11,000 likes. Also, can we knock out the chili peppers? Please, please, please. Can we knock out the chili peppers? Please, please, please. Like I stated, the United States of America is a global joke. We're here to debate why. There's a multitude of reasons why the United States of America is a global joke. But with that being said, let's just start here. Make sure that if you are requesting up that you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. Hi, Dylan. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter.
Okay. Dylan, just to check, because you're the first person up after I was traveling, I had to reset up my equipment. Are you hearing like an echo for yourself or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. So audio's good for you?
Yep.
Okay. I appreciate you, Dylan. Dylan, we're going to go ahead and get it started. You said that you are a Trump supporter, and I appreciate you coming up here for some debates. But before we go too far, I have a very, very simple question for you. Do you know who I am?
I've seen you on Parker.
I don't know who that is. You mean Peter Parker? I don't know who Dean is either. I don't know who those people are. That's fine. That's okay. Dylan, would it be okay if I give you and everyone else kind of a proper introduction to who I am and what this is?
Go ahead.
Perfect, perfect. Guys, lock in. Exah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, guys. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will help boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Also, if you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're ever on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Dylan, floor is yours. Do you want to tell me why August 2nd, 2026, you still support Donald Timothy Trump, or is there something on the background that piqued your interest and you like to start there?
Yeah, I think he's just the normal president. I like having two genders, man and woman. Not like looking at real women in life. I don't want to do all this transgender stuff. The woman I deal with, they don't have hair on their arms, so I don't want to like go off into that different realm, that different fantasy.
Wait, so just to make sure I have this clear, Dylan, because I don't want to like misconceptualize your actual argument. I want to make sure that I'm actually understanding exactly where you're going. So the reason you support Donald Trump today, August 2nd, 2026, is so you don't date transgender women?
I just don't think that's right. I don't think they should exist.
Wait, again, if you are worried about dating transgender women, then just don't date transgender women. I'm a little bit I'm confused why your preference for who you date is the reason why you support Trump. That's interesting.
I mean, I will tolerate less economically if it means that the culture of our society would improve, and that really tells you where the heart of the matter really is.
But again, Dylan, I think it's just me having a hard time understanding what you're saying. Hey, if you don't want to date transgender women, then just don't date transgender women. I'm confused. Why are you voting for a fascist because you don't want to date, or why do you support a fascist because you don't want to date transgender women? Why not just like not date transgender women?
I just don't think they should. I don't think that's a real reality. I don't want my kids, my offspring, looking up to that. I don't want them surrounded.
Wait, you don't think it's a reality that you just can't date transgender women?
I don't think transgenderism in and of itself exists.
Well, transgenderism isn't a word, but again, I'm trying to make sure I understand what you're saying, because, and stop me if I have this incorrect. You support Trump because you don't want to date transgender women.
That's just like the first reason.
Okay.
It's like the main.
Okay. So I guess it's just me. I guess I'm a little confused as far as like, if you don't want to date transgender women, just don't date transgender women. But like, okay. What else? What other reasons do you support Trump besides you not wanting to date transgender women?
I mean, you go into these inner cities, these big blue cities, it's a lot of the crime is being done by migrants and African Americans. And I think he's cleaning up the inner cities, especially DC, because when I go like to Denver, Seattle, these big places, I want to be able to go downtown safely. I want to be able to do stuff without having a knife lodged in my neck. So I don't think, and not just me, like other people, they don't want to take the subway. They don't want to do stuff because certain things happen at night.
Got it. Got it. Question for you. Who runs city government?
Should be the mayor or the governor.
Okay. Who runs state government?
The governor.
Okay. Where does Donald Trump have anything to do with city or state level government?
I mean, he gives aid. He can bring, like, for example, when Minneapolis burned down to the ground.
Wait, you think the president gives aid?
You can bring the National Guard in. If they
really you're not talking financial aid. You're talking about like the National Guard. So not financial.
Yeah, like when the whole West Side burned down to the ground during the BLM riots in 2020, he offered help, and I think I like that. Okay. And Biden, he didn't really do nothing. He just let it. Whenever they were rioting, he just
that's not true. That's just shit that you just made up. But let's stick here for a second. So again, when you talk about crime, it's not the actual crime that's occurring in that's being addressed on a city or a government or a state level. The only reason you support Trump is because he's willing to send the National Guard to certain places when they allow.
He's willing to clean up these inner cities.
How is he cleaning up inner cities if he doesn't have authority to quote unquote clean up inner cities? That doesn't make sense.
He reached out to the mayor of Chicago and he said, "Stay out of my city." Like that's
okay. But again, that you're not answering the question directly. My question is, how is Donald Trump cleaning up inner cities if he doesn't have the ability to clean up inner cities?
He can clean up inner cities.
How?
He could send aid. He can send.
You've already said that he can send the National Guard, but he can't. The courts have already ruled that he can't just send the National Guard into areas where it's not requested. So that's not a thing.
He's trying He's trying to work with the governor, and the governor declines the request.
Yeah, again, I'm not saying whether he is accepted or declined. I do think that the federal government working with state and local governments is an important thing depending on the certain things. But your entire instance is saying that he's cleaning up crime in inner cities. And my question still stands as far as how is he cleaning up crime in inner cities if he doesn't have the authority to send the National Guard into inner cities without the permission of the governor. So again, he just can't do that. He can't just send National Guards in. So that's not a thing. So how is he cleaning up crime in inner cities?
He's back in the blue. He's doing things with law and order. I mean, not just
how so? Like level. What things? I'm looking for something. I'm not saying I don't believe you, because you might be teaching me something new, and I'm willing to accept the new thing. But like, what is he doing to quote unquote back the blue? Because that one other question: do police officers, do they fall under federal government or do they fall under state and local government?
State and local, but when you have a blue governor, things don't get done.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. You keep trying to say that, but like, I'm really going back to what you said, and that's him like doing something. So are you saying the only thing that you're good, like the only reason you're saying that he quote unquote backs the blue is because he says it? Because there's nothing that you can substantiate that lends itself to him doing anything to quote unquote back the blue.
Yeah, and it's not just African Americans. It's these migrants.
I'm so confused as far as why you're pivoting to, like other people instead of speaking directly to what I said about Trump. One more time, you said Donald Trump backs the blue. And my question is, how does he actually, quote unquote, back the blue? What tangible thing does he do to back the blue outside of just saying he backs the blue?
He has their support. He's actually like letting them do their job.
He's not letting them do anything because they don't roll up under the federal government. So again, it sounds like you just like him saying stuff. So, all right, there's two things so far. Number one,
federal funding.
I'm sorry?
He's targeting federal funding. He's like targeting crime.
What do you mean targeting federal funding? What does that mean?
He's giving them support. He's giving them money.
Who support?
Law enforcement.
Again, state and local law enforcement, who do they roll under?
The state, but you can.
So they roll under state and local government. So the people that determine the actual budgeting for the state and state and local level police officers would be who?
He's giving them resources.
No. Answer the question directly. The funding for state and local police officers come from what bodies?
The state and the red states are actually doing it.
No, I hear you, but what you said isn't like anything that has anything to do with the funding, right? So again, you're talking about Donald Trump and you're talking about funding, but Donald Trump has nothing to do with state and local level police funding. So I just want to confirm the first two things that you said. The number one reason why you support Donald Trump today, August 2nd, 2026, is because you don't want to date transgender people. Two, the reason why you support Donald Trump is because he backs the blue, but there's no actual tangible thing of him doing it except him just saying that. Do you have anything else, any other actual like tangible reasons you support Trump?
Capitalistic values.
How so?
Because I don't think wealth distribution is productive for a society. It's not. I don't know. I don't think people. You don't really need to distribute wealth because I think everyone should just do it yourself. It's not fair to everyone else. Like Elon Musk, for example, he had a great idea. Let him be rewarded for his deeds. Let him.
What great idea did Elon Musk have?
The electric car, Space Force, SpaceX.
Oh, those weren't Elon Musk ideas. I think you're confused.
Yeah, it was.
No, 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 no,
Who
no.
owns it?
It was different people. Elon Musk actually just bought the rights to those companies. So Tesla, he bought into Tesla, and SpaceX. There's other people who have the actual proprietary, like the engineers that constructed the idea around and all this other stuff. Like literally, none of this stuff was Elon Musk's idea. It was just him buying the stuff.
I mean, there's going to be political lobbying. That's part of it.
No one's talking about political lobbying. I didn't say anything about political lobbying. I said you said Elon Musk had a great idea. I said, cool. What great idea? You said Tesla and SpaceX. I'm telling you, Tesla and SpaceX and Neuralink and like all these other things, these are not Elon Musk ideas. He just bought into those ideas as far as putting like his money behind them. Tesla, after was already established, and he's been able to like maximize his wealth based off of that. So again, I think that you are confused as far as how
those are business strategies which helped him get rich. Yes.
Oh, you and I are disagreeing on that. I think Elon Musk is when it comes to business, he is the most influential, proficient, and best businessman in the history of the world in the sense of winning capitalism. So like, I'm not going to disagree with you on that point. I'm just saying you pretended as if Elon came up with some type of great idea and he's being rewarded for his great idea within capitalism. And that's not true. And also that's just not how capitalism works.
But people should be rewarded for their efforts. If you don't, it's going to destroy the productive capacities of our country.
Do you think people are already rewarded for their efforts within capitalism?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Would you agree that the United States of America has the largest GDP in the world?
Yes.
Great. Would you agree that the United States of America is the richest country on earth?
Yeah.
Perfect. Dylan, if the United States of America is the richest country on earth, and we also have the largest GDP on earth, why is it that the United States of America has the largest wealth disparity out of any country in the world?
Because that's just the way life is. You got winners and you got losers.
Yeah, but it sounds like the majority of American people are losers in your whole premise, but you said that capitalism actually rewards people. But if capitalism rewarded people, then that would mean that more people were dealing with better standards of living under capitalism. Hey, why is the United States of America the only country within the G7 that has a negative trend towards the standard of living for their people?
I don't think that's true. I think that's fiction.
No, it's literally true. Out of all G7 countries, the United States of America is the only one that has a negative rating on the standard of living for their people.
Well, I blame that on Joe Biden and the Democrats the past 4 years.
Oh, this has hey, W's in chat for Jamie. Thank you so much. This has nothing to do with Joe Biden or the quote unquote Democrats, because this was an assessment that's been completed since Trump has been in office.
Well, we do have the Iran war.
What does that have to do with the standard of living for American people? And why are we shifting from capitalism to the war?
Because that has to do with the economy. That has to do with capitalism.
Okay. I mean, the Iran war was absolutely something that was started by Donald Trump, but even more so, like the premise as far as like the United States of America and war is what America does. The United States of America is absolutely part of the military industrial complex. So the United States of America has always leaned into the aspect of overfunding the military and perpetuating military growth around the world, because war makes money for the US. So I'm a little bit confused as far as why in other instances where war makes money for the US, that now like you would pretend as if war wouldn't make money for the US.
Well, like when you have families that are disintegrating, like they can't afford houses and stuff, and if you want to like put that,
wait, no, you brought me here to talk about the war, and so now we're talking about the war. The war has nothing to do with houses. Example. Yeah, those aren't analogous. The war has nothing to do with the housing situation. The housing crisis is a completely separate thing. So again, the question I have for you after bringing up the war, and you saying, well, that's a financial impact of what's happening. And I'm saying the United States of America is absolutely a country who has always dealt with the military industrial complex. War has always made money for the U.S. Why is it now that you're pretending as if war isn't making money for the U.S. and the economy is only negatively impacted because of the amount or the war with Iran?
Well, that has a direct impact with the gas prices.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which in effect the housing market, people can't afford homes either.
What's the actual war with Iran and gas prices have to do with the housing market? Make that make sense for me.
It's just the economy in general.
No, you saying in general doesn't connect the actual diets now, because it seems like you're just saying things that you want to shift to somehow the housing market, but you don't have a connection. And so you're just like throwing things together to try to move it, but that's not how it works. Can you give me the one-to-one connection from the war with Iran and gas? Like you're right. There's a direct connection for you to talk about when it comes to the war and oil prices, but what's the connection with housing prices?
Because these wars, not just driving up oil, energy prices as well. And mortgage rates are going to be higher. The homes.
This has nothing to do with the war and gas prices. You're just making stuff up now.
Energy prices have a direct correlation with that, with homes. Do they not?
No. What's the direct correlation with oil prices and homes? That's what I said. Like, you can tell me and then we can get there if you can connect it. But like, I'm confused with what direct connection you're trying to make. I do want to make sure that you understand, and maybe you didn't know this, but there was a housing market crisis prior to the Iran war. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. We didn't just start the housing crisis like here in the U.S. when the war started. That's why I'm saying that there's no direct correlation. But if you can somehow give me a direct correlation, I'm willing to accept it. But I'm telling you for a fact, there's not one, because we had a housing market crisis prior to the war.
So what do you think it takes to build a house? You need wood, right? You need metal. So energy shortages, they increase the cost of those materials like aluminum, copper, wood.
Yeah, I completely agree. Having to spend more on energy and fuel will drive up the cost of production, which will touch all aspects of business. But then when you talk about like Donald Trump and his tariffs, that have more impacts than what we're talking about with this actual war. But again, I think all of it is moot, since we were having this actual housing market crisis prior to the war. So if the housing market crisis was caused by the war, like if it started after the war, then I would agree, but it didn't. So like, it's not analogous. Hey Dylan, can I tell you a secret?
Okay.
I think that you don't actually know much of anything, and you thought that you were going to be able to come up here and win a debate based off of culture wars. You just wanted to blame, trans people and Black people and immigrants. And now I'm holding your feet to the fire and making you actually explain like the backing of the things that you're saying, and you don't have anything. So you're just like grasping for straws. I think the fact that you support Donald Trump today is just rooted in ignorance, bigotry, and also, xenophobia and racism, but you don't actually know any of the things. So I think it's more so like you just hate people, and you've admit, right? It like you said that if it costs money for you to fix quote unquote things culturally, then you're willing to do so. So like you're willing for your bigotry, racism, xenophobia, all those things to not only cost you money, which it has, but cost America as a whole money, which it has.
I'll tolerate less economically. And I think all this has a direct correlation to the bringing standards back to where they were, bringing normalcy back.
What standards are you referring to? Are you referring to the reestablishment of like white supremacy within our society? Is that the standard that you're looking for?
Christian values, clean up the cities, no more graffiti.
None of those things are like real, and even more so, those things aren't perpetuated by the Republican Party. Again, the question is, are you just trying to reestablish the dominance of white supremacy? Is that what you're hoping for?
I'm saying the illegal immigration and the black on black crime, that's the root of the problem.
Oh, black on black crime isn't a real thing. It's just crime, bub.
So who's doing the teen takeovers? I mean,
the what?
What about all these teen takeovers?
Teen takeovers? What is a teen takeover?
Southside Chicago, Minneapolis burning to the ground.
No,
like when
Chicago isn't burning to the ground. You're just wrong.
I mean, when MLK died, the whole West Side burned to the ground in the 1960s.
When Martin Luther King died?
Yes.
You saying when Martin Luther King died, the entire West Side of Chicago burned down?
Look it up on Google. Look at the pictures.
Go get me an actual article talking about the entire West Side of Chicago burning down when Martin Luther King Jr. died.
You can see the fire in the buildings.
That's fine. Go get me any type of empirical data that shows when Martin Luther King died that the entire South Side of Chicago burned down. I'm going to give you a minute to do that. I'm going to thank a couple of people. Actually, take your time because I'm super interested in that. Like I said, Dylan, I'm not even sitting here saying that you're wrong. I'm sitting here saying it sounds like you're introducing some new information to me that I've never heard. And so like, I love learning new stuff and it sounds like you have an opportunity to, teach me something new and I'm here for it. So any type of empirical source about that.
The pictures?
No, just go grab some type of empirical data or like an actual article on that during that time that'll help. I'm going to thank a couple of people, but take a moment to grab that for me. W's in the chat for Calvary. Calvary has been a YouTube member subscriber for 9 months and used their super chat to say, love this community, folks. Love you. Followed by Alice Bot, who's been a YouTube member for 1 month, who used their YouTube membership subscription to say, hey, Santana, hope you're having a good Sunday. I've only just joined because I was watching, I was at a Japanese sushi bar, excited to watch Jubilee later. Listen, me too. I've only been able to watch the first claim. I did 2 claims and I've only been able to watch the first claim. FYI, guys, I was fact checked twice on my claims and I am 2-0 on my fact checks. That's the biggest thing that I worry about when I do these Jubilees. It's not about like the amount of time that I get or if I'm going to be picked at the end for a 10-minute debate. I know I'm never going to be picked, whatever. But I never want to be fact checked and be wrong in the shit that I'm saying. And guess who? So far, I got to see the second claim, but watching the Jubilee that was just released today, I'm 2-0 on my fact checks. So boom, Debbie's in the chat for Calvary. Calvary sent a $5 super chat to say, that whole January 6th thing was definitely not backing the blue. Listen, I was going to go there, but now I'm just holding his feet to the fire. Pardoning traitors is a slap in the face of the police and police presence and veterans facts, followed by another $5 super chat to say, enlist infantry today, Joe MAGA. I did at 17, back your man's move, walk the walk. They never will do that. They'll never do that because they're actually cowards. W's in the chat for Calvary. Fucking W's in the chat for BC3713 for the $100 super chat. Let's fucking go. Holy shit. The $100 super chat. Thank you, says, ask them one thing that we've gotten out of the Iran war that wasn't covered by the JCPOA. Also, nice hat, first and foremost. You know it. Thank you. Secondly, hey, Dylan, really quickly, can you answer, first, can you say W's in the chat for BC3713 for the $100 super chat?
W.
I know that's right. W's in the chat. Can you name one thing that we've gotten out of the Iran war that's a positive that's not something that was covered in JCPOA?
Are we pivoting now?
No, it's just they sent a $100 super chat and they wanted that question answered, and I'm giving you the floor to answer it. I promise you we're going back to what we were talking about, but do you have an answer for that question?
What about the Iran? What is she want to know?
BC3713 wants to know if you can name one thing that we've gotten out of the Iran war that wasn't covered by the JCPOA.
Their military missiles capability was established, naval capabilities. Their infrastructure was...
That's not true.
How?
Their military is still as effective as it's been. That's why they've been able to continue to complete strikes and drone strikes, and literally are now antagonizing the United States of America with strikes. So you're wrong with that. But
it's been weakened.
Okay, ours has been depleted. I'm a little confused, but no, I wouldn't think that's anything that we got out, but that's fine. I don't care. Let's keep it moving. W's in chat for BC. He couldn't name anything. W's in chat for Joel for the $2 super chat. Listen, I was excited about the NFL season started, but we keep getting hurt. Like, our players keep fucking getting hurt. It's wild. It's wild. I don't know what's going on. We've got multiple people who are like injured. So W's in chat for Joel for the $2 super chat. W's in chat for Kelly for the 50 cheered bits. The same Swan dive, sewing pocket full of glitter. Good sinful Sundays, cuties and beauty. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful weekend. Now get your snackies, hydration, and lock in as we cook these donuts. Now remember to stay amazing. Backflips crashing out the door, exploding into glitter. Boom. W's in the chat for Kelly. Let me make sure that we're all caught up here. Oh, a couple more really quickly. W's in the chat for Adrian. Thank you so much for the 2, Adrian. Yeah, we're here. We're in the building. Thank you. W's in the chat for she. W's in the chat. Thank you so much for the 2. Listen, he didn't know shit, and I can't wait to finish watching the rest of it. We dog walked him. W's in the chat for Joanna for the $5 donation, saying for your labor. Also, if you haven't, you should listen to the Epic, the musical. It's so good. All love. I'm going to have to check that out, Joanna. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. And last but not least, W's in the chat for Billy Jane. I always want to say Jean, but Jane. Billy Jane. W's in the chat for Billy Jane for the $15 donation, saying Billy Jane here, Santana. Thanks for continuing to support trans people like myself. Hearing the words from this guest and the callous which what they deliver is soul chilling for trans women like me. You're the GOAT. No, first and foremost, you are. Secondly, the only reason they do that is because of what I just called out. They're just stupid. First and foremost, they're xenophobic, they're bigoted, they're racist, and they don't know shit. And we're just showing that and proving that in 4K. Like dog walking them. Anyway, W's in the chat. Thank you so much for that 15, guys. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. It's the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Share the live. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal. And look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. So please, please, please hit that follow button, turn on notifications so you know when we go live, because we go live all the time. All right, Dylan, that was a really good catch up and all this other stuff. What's that empirical source about like the South Side of Chicago burning down once Martin Luther King Jr. died?
When the West Side burned, Chicago Stories.
Okay.
WTTW.
When the West Side burned.
11 Chicago citizens dead.
Hold on 1 second. Wounded. You said what's the actual source again? What's the? I mean, I got the title. What's the source? You said something journal or Chicago something or what?
The Chicago Stories. WTTW.
Chicago Stories. Okay. All right. WTTW, when the West Side Chicago burned. All right. Okay, perfect. Where is this saying that West Side of Chicago burned down when Martin Luther King Jr. died?
The fires, the looting.
No. Where in this actual? Oh, here. Look. Let me see. There's a section here. Following World War II, some 4 million African Americans moved to the north part of the Great Migration. Many of their way from the American South to Chicago. In some 250,000 settled in the city West Side. But segregation was woven tightly into the fabric of Chicago. The West Side rent could be high even in the most squalid conditions. In January 1966, Martin Luther King Jr. moved into an apartment in North Lauderdale to draw attention to housing conditions in Chicago. Later in that year, part of the march drew attention to segregation on Southwest Side. Someone threw a rock and hit King in the back of the head. As he marched past aggressive white counter protesters. King famously reported the incident. Okay, so this doesn't say anything about it burning down. I'm confused. Where in here and this actual like information that you gave me said that it burned down after Martin Luther King Jr. died.
Did you see the first picture on the first page, where all the fires and 200 buildings got burnt?
Yeah. I mean, again, like I see what you're saying, but I'm saying, where does it say that this was due to where the city burned down due to Martin Luther King Jr. dying?
The entire city of Chicago didn't burn, but large parts of the west side suffered damage from the fires and the looting and the riots, because they were throwing shit in the buildings and just started fires.
Okay.
200 buildings.
So yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, right? It says here that there were protests, there was rioting, there was looting, blah, blah, blah. When Martin Luther King Jr. was murdered. But again, this doesn't say the west side of Chicago burned down. 2, I'm so confused as far as what this has to do with Donald Trump. And 3, it still points back to the fact that you don't actually know anything. You just want to say that it's the trans community, it's Black people, it's, you know, immigrants.
Well,
like, what point do you think this just made for you? I'm confused.
I'll tell you, it's because like when that happens, when BLM stuff happens.
The BLM wasn't around when Martin Luther King Jr. was murdered. Again, you're conflating things that are like within what about 60 years apart.
But I'm comparing it to today's 2020 BLM riots.
Okay, but again, it's not analogous because 1, this was 60 years ago when Martin Luther King Jr. was died, and it still doesn't say the west side of Chicago was burnt down. 2, what occurred with BLM happened in Minnesota, which is majority white. And 3, none of this has to do with why you actually support Donald Trump. It just goes back to the fact that you want to say Black people bad, which you don't have anything to prove it.
No, it's because not even Trump. Like I could say Republicans, when something happens, like Charlie Kirk dies, I didn't see any riots, I didn't see any looting. But when George Floyd
wait, what happened after Charlie Kirk was murdered? What happened to HBCUs and Black people specifically?
No, I'm comparing it to how they...
Sure, answer the question directly. What happened after Charlie Kirk was murdered? And what happened to HBCUs and Black people specifically?
Nothing happened.
Oh, no, there was a lot. First and foremost, can we both agree right now the person that is being held for trial in the murder of Charlie Kirk is Tyler Robinson, a young white man? Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, second thing I want to make sure that you know is prior to Tyler Robinson being arrested for the murder of Charlie Kirk, after Charlie Kirk was murdered, what state was Charlie Kirk murdered in? Do you remember?
Utah.
Do you know the racial demographic of Utah?
White people.
No, I mean, like, what percentage of Utah is Black people? If you had to guess, I can pull up the exact number. I don't have the exact in front of me, but I can pull up the exact. I know approximately, but if you had to guess,
probably 5%.
Yeah, I think it's less than 10% for sure. So how about, just to be on the safe side, we'll just say Utah is 90% white. Is that fair? Okay. So if Utah is 90% white, and we do know that Charlie Kirk was the person that's being held right now, Tyler Robinson, is a white man. Why is it that after Charlie Kirk was murdered, that HBCUs, historically Black colleges and universities, received massive bomb threats across the country in retaliation for Charlie Kirk dying? And then also there was a massive spike of Black people, quote unquote, hanging themselves, which is not a thing, and across like the South in different instances in like lieu of what happened to Charlie Kirk. Why was it that when Charlie Kirk was in a predominantly white area and later found out to be murdered by a white person, or allegedly murdered by a white person, why is it that Black people across the country receive such a backlash when Black people had nothing to do with the murder of Charlie Kirk? I
don't think that's real. I never heard of that.
Now, I don't care what you heard of. That's literally like the response of what happened. And if you want sources, I can give it to you. But the question I have is, why is it that after Charlie Kirk murder, prior to Tyler Robinson being arrested and now being held in court for the murder of Charlie Kirk, why were there multiple bomb threats and HBCUs and a spike as far as Black people, being strange fruited across the South?
Well, I can't answer that because I'm skeptical of that statement.
Oh, I don't care if you're skeptical or not. If you don't believe me, you can say, can you give me a source? And I'll cite my source. But I need an actual answer. I don't care if you're being skeptical or not. If you want me to prove it, I can prove it. If you don't want an actual source, then I just need you to answer the question. But regardless, whether I go grab you a source and then show it to you, or if you just answer, you grant the actual. Sorry?
Grab me a source.
Yeah. And you're going to answer this question after I give you the source. This is so moot. Sure. All right, so The Hill wrote a story on this, and I'll even put it on the screen to speed this up so you don't have to go search it yourself. I'll just go ahead and put this on the screen. A second here. Go here. Hey, Taylor, thank you. What up, Taylor? Thank you so much for the well diving. I appreciate the hell out of you. Debbie's in chat for Taylor. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Oh, damn. Hold on. All right. This is the Hill. HBCU faces threats following Charlie Kirk shooting. Several historically Black colleges and universities, HBCU, said Thursday that they've received campus threats days after conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot and killed in Utah Valley University, Hampton University, Virginia State University, Bethune-Cookman Universities, Southern University, and Alabama State University are all on lockdown after receiving threats, according to officials. Hampton University received notice of potential threat, and it has ceased all non-essential activities effective immediately. The school was located outside of Newport News, Virginia, wrote in a statement posted on social media. So again, can you answer the question for me? Why was there an uptick of not only bomb threats to HBCUs, but Black people being hung in response to Charlie Kirk's death prior to Tyler Robinson being detained and after Charlie Kirk was actually murdered in Utah, which is predominantly white?
I mean, these are threats. These aren't actual physical violence.
And again, I need you to answer the question directly, Dylan. You wanted a source because you didn't believe me when I said that they received bomb threats and people actually died. Now, I need you to answer the question directly because I got you what you wanted. I went and cited the source for you. I even showed you the source talking about that. Why was there an uptick of violence targeting Black people? Hey, thank you for the galaxy. When Black people had no direct connection, and even after the person who's currently on trial was detained, it shows that they were not a Black person. Why did Black people receive that uptick in violence towards them?
Because, I mean, you can get violence, but they didn't do the violence.
What are you talking about? They didn't do the violence.
These are prank callers.
No. These weren't prank callers. These were literally actual threats. Now, the one thing that I'm not going to look up for you because I don't feel like I need to actually substantiate this. If you want to go look this one up yourself, then you can. But again, there was a uptick of Black people being hung from trees after this in response to Charlie Kirk. I'm not going to do your work on that one. You can go look that one up for yourself. But again, there was direct violence and Black people were targeted when this had nothing to do with Black people. So one more time, Dylan, I need you to answer the question. Why were Black people targeted after Charlie Kirk's death when every other aspect of this points to no Black people?
like I said, I'm skeptical of that.
I don't care if you're skeptical. Answer the question, Dylan, or you concede.
I will not concede.
No. I'm telling you, if you don't answer the question directly, you're conceding. I don't care if you actually give me a verbal concession or not. You being unwilling to actually answer the question when I've provided you a source means that you are conceding. So, Dylan, you can either answer the question directly or you're conceding. I don't care if you say it or not. Like the fact that you said, give me a source. I gave you a source to prove what you were looking for. Therefore, you now hold the burden of answering the question directly.
Wouldn't you think a threat would be a lot better than having a bullet lodged in your neck?
Again, the actual threat has nothing to do with black people in the sense that the person that had the bullet lodged in his neck was in Utah, majority white, and then even after finding out who the person who did it is on trial is a white person. So you saying that, well, wouldn't you rather have this? Black people should have never been in danger or in harm after Charlie Kirk's murder when this had nothing to do with black people. So now answer the question directly, Dylan.
Black people are associated with the Democratic Party. Democrats are associated with transgenders. Transgender
people. You like stop. You don't know anything, Dylan. See, this is what's so sad. You've been up here, Dylan. You've been up here and you've like literally just been spamming the fact that you don't know shit and you just want to talk about how hateful you are, Dylan. I don't care. I don't care how hateful you are. I don't care. Dylan, I don't care about your thoughts on transgender people. You know why I don't care about your thoughts on transgender people, Dylan? Would you like to know why I don't care about your thoughts?
I don't care if you do or not.
It's fine. I'm going to tell you. It's because you're stupid. Dylan, you haven't actually been able to substantiate anything yet. So why should I take your opinion into consideration when you show that you don't even know basic facts? Dylan, you don't even know like simple shit. And even more than you not knowing simple shit, you've already admitted that no amount of economic impact is too much as long as you get to be hateful. So the only thing that we have here, Dylan, is that you're stupid and hateful and you just want to be stupid and hateful. That's sad.
The simple shit is the transgenders and the black people are doing the crime.
No. Hey, you know what's funny? It's white men. It's literally white men. Hey,
not per capita.
Hey, nope. What does per capita mean?
I mean, it's not the whole white.
No,
well, white
Dylan,
people.
Answer the question directly. What does per capita mean?
It's per a rate. It means per person.
No. Nope.
That's exactly what per capita means. It's calculated per capita per person.
No.
So your total See, amount
again, Dylan, you don't know shit. So when you're talking about the actual equation, per capita is accounted for per 100,000, right? That's what it means, per 100,000. If you're talking about the actual
divided by the population,
it has nothing to do with population. It's not. It's literally you sitting here saying, "Oh, it's about the population." No, it's literally how you use it to get the actual representation. Math. Dylan, I'm going to finish what I'm saying because you don't know.
It's basic math.
Dylan, you don't know. You sitting here talking about. So the only use of per capita is in population.
It's per capita.
Can you answer the question directly, Dylan? It's the only use of per capita using it for population.
It's economic.
Yes or no,
as well.
Dylan? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, perfect. So it's no, and so you just keep sitting here spamming. It's about population. You don't know. So be quiet, and I'm going to finish what I'm saying. So per capita is a representation of per 100,000, and that's for a data set. You can use it for population, but it's not about population. It's literally per 100,000 when it comes to a data set. Now, also directly, the translation comes from Latin and it means per head, right? So Dylan, question for you. When you talk about the actual calculation of crime, what usage does per capita give you when it comes to crime?
It's per... Like if we're talking about a metric, It's between large and small places.
No.
Large places like the big cities, the black people are doing the crime.
No. With the actual per capita, it gives you the ability to project out a proper representation of a disrepresentative proportion. Meaning, if you multiply black people to the same amount of white people in the country, that's where you'll see this disproportionate impact. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, but it's at different areas. Like, for example, if you go to an airport, the Muslims are doing the crime.
Well, it's quote unquote Muslims aren't an actual like demographic, but I need you to stop running and like hiding behind shit you don't understand.
Then you go to
hey,
the
Dylan, stop trying to actually speak when you don't know shit. I need you to answer my question directly. I told you that the actual usage for per capita is to project to understand what that representation would be if it were equal. So when you talk about per capita and you're speaking about black people, you do understand that the only reason you're saying this is to say if black people were representative as far as the same amount of white people, if there was just as many black people, if there are white people, do you understand that?
Yes, but when
okay, perfect.
Homicide and robbery.
Perfect. Oh, no. Hold on. You're going too far because even with this, I promise you, it's not going to be what you want it to be, but it's fine. So the only reason that per capita would actually be taken into consideration is if there were just as many black people as there are white people. Hey, Dylan, question for you. What is the possibility of the black population equaling the white population within the United States of America? Is that, howdy partner, is that something that is in jeopardy where like maybe it's 52% white people in the US and 48% black people? Is it even close?
Non-blacks, well, white people are probably 60 to 70%. Blacks are roughly around
black
15
people.
to 20%.
Okay, so black people aren't
Americans.
Black people, Dylan. So Dylan, black people aren't even close to being the equivalent as far as representation within the population as white people. We can agree on that, right?
My point exactly.
So we can agree on that, right, Dylan?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So you saying per capita means absolutely fuck all. It means nothing. It's literally you hiding behind COPE. But you want to know what is real, Dylan? Howdy, partner. Would you like to know what is real?
I know what's real.
No, you don't, but I got you. This is going to really, I'm telling you right now, don't crash on me, Dylan, when I tell you this. Please, Dylan, please don't crash out when I tell you this. It's white men. White men lead all of violent crime within the United States of America, like literally all violent crime. And it's not per capita. It's just violent crime. It's white men, right? And fun fact,
trust me, bro.
I'm going to finish what I'm saying. Fun fact, like I said earlier, the actual Jubilee episode, the Surrounded that I was on, it was published this morning. I've only been able to watch the first portion of it. I haven't got to get to my second claim yet, but during my first claim, I made that claim, right? I said white men lead in all violent crime within the United States of America. And Officer Tatum ass was like, no, that's not true. It's black people. And I was like, no, it's white men. And he was like, they're going to fact check you. And I'm like, yes, fact check me. FYI, your boy is 2-0 on fact checks. Jubilee actually pulled up the FBI crime data and showed that it is white men. White men lead in all violent crime within the United States of America. So guess who was right? This guy. White men. It's literally white men. But hey, Dylan, do you know what CSAM is?
No.
CSAM is like the touching, for a light, easier word or easier way to say it, touching of kids, right? So it has to do with
Hispanics. Those are the Mexicans.
Sorry, say it again.
Those are the Mexicans that come in through our southern border.
Oh, well, Mexican people, that's like a nationality. That's not a race, but you're wrong. Don't worry, Dylan. I'm going to explain this one to you, and I promise you it's going to make you feel uncomfortable again. Please don't crash. I made a video about this, and again, I showed the actual data. This came from the DOJ. This came from the Sentencing Committee. While 98% of CSAM, right, touching kids, and that is the actual the distributing, the actual recording and holding of that type of material as well, and the touching of kids, it's represented with 98% men. And out of that 98% men, white men make up 72% of touching kids. White men lead in the owning, making, distribution, and touching of kids. It's literally white men. Hey, I have a question for you, Dylan. If white men, hold on, I got a question for you, Dylan. If white men lead in all violent crime within the United States of America, and also white men lead in all of touching of kids and CSAM, hey, why aren't we up here talking about white men?
Because they're the ones getting caught. The blacks and the Hispanics, they don't get caught.
Oh, no. Because black people, and this is the last time I'm going to say people, stop saying blacks, Dylan, because it's black people. You're being weird. Black men, yeah, they are being caught. I mean, that's why I said 98% is men, and 72% of the actual people that are caught are white men. The other 98% that are men, that equates to 28% being other races. So again, Dylan, the question I have is, if white men lead in all violent crime, and white men can't stop touching kids and can't stop recording them touching kids or owning other people, the materials of other people touching kids, then Dylan, why aren't we talking about white men?
We talk about it every day.
No, we haven't talked about this once. You came up here and you targeted trans people, and then you targeted black people, and then you targeted immigrants. And you haven't been able to substantiate anything, but I bring up the actual cold, hard facts, the numbers, and I tell you, this is all from the FBI, the DOJ, this is from the Sentencing Committee, these are from the federal government, and these, hey, W's in the chat, it's from the federal government. Hell, these were even published under Donald Trump's federal government. Like, they published these numbers. So again, Dylan, my question is, white men disproportionately are the problem. Why haven't we talked about white men?
Because it's not, you're making a disingenuous claim.
How am I making a disingenuous claim?
It's like saying a group of white people go to Africa and they commit crime. Obviously, black people, obviously the Africans are going to commit more crime because they're more.
Oh, no. I think you, for some reason, are confused as far as how this works, because we don't have to talk about other people going to other countries. And hell, we don't even have to make up hypotheticals. We can talk about the empirics that are in front of us. Dylan, if white men overwhelmingly commit the most violent crime in the country, and then white men overwhelmingly commit the crime according to CSAM, then why aren't we talking about the white men in our country that are doing these things? Why haven't you focused on white men in the country yet? Why have you not condemned white men? Why are you not worried about white men? Why are we not addressing the issue within your community? Dylan, why are you and other white men touching kids and committing violent crime?
If that's the case, why is your average family living in suburbia or in a white neighborhood and not a black neighborhood?
I'm so confused as far as what that has to do. You're literally trying to pivot to something that's not analogous. Dylan, answer the question directly. Why are you and other white men committing so much violent crime and touching kids, and we're not addressing that?
Because it's not real. It's fiction.
Oh. So are you telling me that the actual data that comes from the Department of Justice, the data that comes from the Sentencing Committee, the data that actually comes from the FBI, you're saying that that's not real?
It's real to a certain extent. They change
to what
every
extent?
day. Those numbers change. Like as we speak now, those numbers are changing.
Yeah, those numbers do change, and the FBI actually updates their repository. But you know what hasn't changed? It's white men. That hasn't changed.
So,
That hasn't changed in days. That's not something that's going to be impacted on a daily basis. That's just not what it is. So Dylan, why again, one more time, I need to answer to this, Dylan. Why are you and other white men committing so much violent crime in America? And why are you and other white men disproportionately touching kids?
if we're touching kids and we're doing all this crime, why does everyone want to live around white people?
Again, you're not answering the question directly.
You're
literally running. It's not about living around white people. Yeah, I'm gonna mute you for a second. Hey, Corey, you said Santana, you're wrong. I hate it because I love you, bro. Corey, I sent you a request. Come up here and tell me what I'm wrong on. I would love for anyone to prove me wrong about any claim that I've made. I'm not even talking to you for a second. Shut up. Corey, come up and prove me wrong on any claim that I made. Fun fact, I'm taking a victory lap on this shit because I've already been fucking fact checked and shown to be right. They've already fucking fact checked me and I was right. So I need somebody to come prove me wrong. Get up here, Corey. If I'm wrong, shut up, Dylan. If I'm wrong, Corey, get up here and prove me wrong. I muted you. Get up here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right, that's what I thought, Corey. Shut up, Dylan. That's what I thought, Corey. That's what I thought. Exactly. Anyway, hey, Dylan, again, you're saying that, oh, this can change and and all this other stuff. Like, Dylan, you're just coping at this point, right? It's literally you just coping. Because you keep wanting to say, well, why do people want to move to, white neighborhoods and all this? This has nothing to do with the question that I've been throwing at you like nonstop over and over and over, and you keep dodging. So, Dylan, I'm going to be more specific. How about that? Maybe it's the fact that I haven't been specific enough. Maybe it's the fact that I have actually given too much leeway. So Dylan, rock with me on this one. I'm hoping that this one will actually be something that you can track, and not only with you tracking, the question I have is something that I'm really hoping that you can answer. Is that okay if I give you a question that I've been really trying to get an answer to, and it's been hard for me to get an answer to?
Sure, but don't be a chameleon.
Oh, okay, sure. I don't care what you mean by that. But here's the question, Dylan. If you and I just established that white men overwhelmingly, disproportionately represent violent crime within the United States of America, and also white men disproportionately represent CSAM, right, in the United States of America, and white men, I don't know if you know this as well, but they disproportionately represent like mass shooting events, right? So the question I have is, white men, while leading in mass shooting events, they actually do more than that. They lead in like family annihilation, Dylan. They actually do things like this, right? Hold on. Got that. Gotta get that better position on my screen. There you go. They do stuff like this, Dylan. They actually go and they actually kill their entire family, Dylan. Right?
Black people do the same thing.
Oh, no. White men disproportionately do this. Like, white men disproportionately do this. But that's not even the question, Dylan, because you have things that occur like this, right? They go home and they take out their wife, who they're supposed to love, Dylan. And then they take out their kids, who they're supposed to love, Dylan. But after these white men take out their wife and they take out their kids, they do something that's really interesting. And Dylan, this is the question that I have, and I'm hoping you can answer for me. They always kill the dog, right? So Dylan, the question I have for you is, after you white men take out your wives and you white men take out your kids, why do you guys kill the dog? Dylan, very simple question. And I feel like you are the right person to answer this simple question, Dylan, because this question has been on my mind for so long. And you seem like a smart young man that has the entire world ahead of him. Dylan, You seem like someone who is in the know, that can answer the questions. You are literally the person that I need this answer from. So Dylan, the question that I have is very, very simple. Dylan, what the dog do?
It's an unfortunate circumstance.
No, yeah, it is. But Dylan, what the dog do?
He ain't do nothing.
So why do you guys kill the dogs too?
Like I said, it's an unfortunate circumstance.
Wait, but Dylan, like you have the answer. Come on, I just need to know what the dog do.
He ain't do nothing.
So why do you guys kill the dogs with your families?
I mean, I guess technically he was a part of the family and he wanted to kill his family.
God damn, you guys are sick. I'm gonna go ahead and move on from that, Dylan, because I can't do that. God damn it, Dylan. Holy shit, Dylan, ain't no way. Holy shit, that is wild. That is wild. I just always wonder what the dog do. I feel bad for the dog. Anywho, guys, keep tapping the screen if you don't mind. Let's go ahead and get the likes up. We haven't even hit 100,000 likes yet, and we've been on for an hour. Keep tapping the screen, guys. If you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We'll only look for some debates. If you're friendly, tap screen, share the live, hit those pay links. Let's see here. I'm positive this is a troll, but let's spin that wheel. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I'm a Republican.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So do you want to tell me how today, August 2nd, 2026, you still support Donald Timothy Trump? Or is there something on your background, on the background specifically that you want to talk about?
Well, yeah, I still support Trump for sure. I support the Republican Party. Do you know who? I have a question for you. Do you know who the Democratic Socialists of America are? By the way, I'm a
DSA.
Black American. Yeah. I'm a Black American. I'm not.
Oh, I don't care.
I'm not. I know, but you like talking about race, so I'm just letting you know I'm a Black guy.
I don't give a shit. I mean, you can be anti-Black, but I'm so confused what that has to do with your question as far as the DSA.
No,
yes,
I'm just the average, like the average voter in America. Okay.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I don't understand why you're trying to hedge your bets. So,
do you support the Democratic Socialists of America movement?
Yeah, I think the DSA is the preferable options when it comes to electoral politics if you engage in electoral politics.
Sorry, repeat that.
Yes, I think that the DSA, the Democratic Socialists, are preferable for electoral politics if you engage in electoral politics.
What do you mean by electoral politics?
I mean the duopoly that we have as far as voting.
Okay, because I just so my parents are Democrat.
Okay.
But they've been moving away from the party because you know, there's been a lot of extremes. There's a lot of extremes and radical. It's become a little bit too radical.
Okay.
And so when I see, for example, like Democratic Socialists on CNN, or I saw a couple interviews on Fox News with the national chair and the co-chair. They both had an interview. And when the reporters asked them, do you guys want to abolish prisons? Do you guys want to abolish ICE? Do you guys want to abolish police? They actually want to abolish the Senate, the presidency, and the House.
Okay.
So I'm kind of confused, like how, that's not American value. So I'm like, what direction is the Democratic Party going? And like, do you think that these are good ideas? Because
yes,
as a Black man, like
yes,
I want.
Yes, I think those are great ideas.
So what does like abolish prisons mean? Like, do we want?
Well, and
rapists,
that's the thing. The thing
in
that I was
jail?
just about to say is why not look up what that means prior to you getting your knickers in a twist?
Well, explain to me, because I don't. The word abolish to me means like you guys want to lessen stuff, right? So like I don't. I mean, me personally, I like law enforcement. I like our police. I like our prisons. You know, rapists, murderers, pedos should be in jail, imprisoned. Do you guys believe that? Because I've asked that question in the comments before.
And not voting for him? Because you do understand the head of the Republican Party.
So you guys talk about
the head of the Republican Party is a rapist and a pedophile.
Right.
So what you're saying is just grandstanding. You're trying to run to other stuff. So let's stay where our feet are. Again, why not look up what it means to actually abolish these things prior to you getting all upset?
I'm not getting upset. I do know that abolish ICE, you guys want to like you guys don't want deportations, basically.
That's not what abolish ICE means. That's not what abolish ICE means, not abolish presidents. You don't know. You just heard the word.
Santana, to the average voter, what does abolish mean?
I don't care what the average voter, what it means to the average voter. Do you want me to actually explain this to you, or do you just want to hear yourself talk about something you don't know?
Educate me on abolish, Santana.
Okay. So the point that I was making is when you say abolish ICE, abolish prisons, abolish this or that, it's not about just saying, oh, there's no systems or mechanisms in place for recourse. There's like no this or that or whatever. It means that the current structure of whatever said system is completely inept, and it needs to be destroyed and rebuilt from the ground up with something new that is more beneficial. So when you talk about abolishing ICE, ICE as we know it is not anything that's beneficial to the American people. It was born out of xenophobia, and it has gotten to the point now where they're literally just killing Americans. So saying that we need ICE in the United States of America is antithetical to what we actually need, even if we wanted to talk about somehow ensuring that undocumented immigrants are held accountable or whatever the case may be. Abolishing prisons speaks of the fact that the prison industrial complex is used for modern day slavery, and the fact that it does nothing as far as reforming people. Right. So when we talk about abolishing these things, it talks about getting rid of these systems that are driven by capitalistic measures that only cause people to repeat, offend, and then harm everyday Americans. So instead of actually getting upset by the word abolish, you should actually look into the premise as far as what abolishing these systems mean, and then make an assessment based off of that.
Okay. Well, so if since this is what you guys agree with, so you guys claim Donald Trump is a rapist, right? Pedo, all that stuff. So if he's that and you guys want to imprison him, but you guys want to create a new system for those that commit those type of crimes, what would you do with rapists and murderers?
Who's advocating for imprisoning Donald Trump based off of him being a rapist or a pedophile?
Well, I mean, you guys, not you, like Parker, the liberals, the people on here, they call Trump a rapist and a pedo when they want him to be impeached.
Yeah, I mean, I need you to answer the question directly, because impeaching Donald Trump.
What would Trump?
Hold on, I need you to hear me when I say this, because you're conflating things, and I don't want you to do that. Can you please stop speaking when I'm speaking?
I didn't finish my question.
Your question doesn't make sense, so I'm trying to refine your question.
Would you just put Trump in therapy then? Like, would you just put rapists in therapy? Hey,
stop it. Your question isn't analogous because it doesn't make sense. No one's advocating for impeaching Donald Trump based off of his history of him being a rapist or a pedophile. That's not what we're talking about. I'm literally going to finish what I'm saying. Impeaching Donald Trump is based off of him violating the United States Constitution, based off of the insider trading allegations, based off the harm that he's causing the American people. Those things have nothing to do with people saying that he is a rapist or a pedophile, because he is, but those things aren't the point. If you're looking for an answer behind what do you do with people who commit crimes, then again, with the abolishment of certain systems, there would be different recourses that actually come from them committing crimes, and how that's actually carried out with the new systems that are in place. If you want more information about what would happen to the people that violate such laws or whatever the case may be, then you should go research it and find it yourself. But mentioning Donald Trump and those things are not analogous. And one more thing, I am not the representation of the DSA. I am not the representation of the DSA. I am not the representation of the DSA. So if you're looking to speak directly to the representative of the DSA, then you got me fucked up. I just want to make sure you know that.
What, I mean, what is that? I don't get it. I mean, you agree with all their politics, right?
I don't agree with all of their politics because I am not the representation of the DSA. You said, would I support the DSA? I said they're preferable to anything else that we have in electoral politics. That does not mean that I agree with everything they say. That does not mean that I'm a part of the DSA. I'm just saying, as far as when you look at the duopoly, that's why I said if you actually participate in electoral politics, but if you look at the duopoly that we have, it's preferable over over establishment Democrats or anything at all that's occurring on the right.
Come on, Santana, let's be real.
What am I not being real about?
Let's be real, brother. A majority of Americans are not on board with democratic socialism.
Then why do they keep winning?
Who you think democratic socialists are going to win a general election, Santana?
I think democratic socialists are the preferable options, and you see people on both sides of the aisle leaning towards that. That's why both Republicans and establishment Democrats are terrified of them. That's why you see Zohran Mamdani up for the New York Times Man of the Year, and the fact that he has done things like freeze rent prices. He's also done things like collect millions of dollars for Uber drivers and DoorDash deliverers. He's also implemented certain policies. They just open up the grocery stores that's going to give people access to groceries that are 30% less than market cost. And it's going to be fixed at that amount for an entire month. Like literally they're doing things that people have been screaming for. And this isn't a democratic issue. This is something that people on the right and the left have been screaming for. And Zohran Mamdani is doing that in New York. And people all around the country are saying, I want me some of that. I wouldn't mind having some of that. I like that. So that's why you see Zohran Mamdani is overwhelmingly popular, not only in New York, but all around the country. But you also see other democratic socialists winning primary elections and winning by large margins when it comes to establishment Democrats.
Yeah, I don't know about I don't think Republicans or people on the right are hoping for government-owned grocery stores. You know, I don't see any Republicans.
Where are you getting this from?
Running on that. Like,
where are you getting this information from? Have you looked at any of the surveys or studies completed on these progressive policies?
Yeah, I don't think public-owned grocery
Wait.
stores.
You said yes?
Can I finish?
No. You said yes. I said, have you looked at any of the surveys or studies on these progressive policies? You said yes.
Talk for 3 seconds.
I'm just making sure that you understood that you said yes.
Yes to what? I don't even know what you're.
Oh, okay. So then again, if you don't know, then why not actually answer? Hold on one second. Crooked_Richard. I'm gonna go ahead and block you. FYI, guys, for all of the friendlies, don't send the music gifts because they fucking suck. But for all the trolls, I will just take your money and block you. I don't give a fuck about you sending weird ass music. Sure, give me your money, but you're still gonna get blocked. W. Griff. The question I have one more time, and just because maybe you didn't realize you said yes, but I'm going to make sure that I give you an opportunity and I'm going to be fair to you. The question I had is, did you look at any of these surveys or studies that are based in these progressive policies and how people around the country view them?
No.
Okay. Would you like to know about some of them?
Yeah, so you can go ahead and give me stats. I'll look at your stats. But like I said before, when you go on social media, right? You go on X, you know, obviously your timeline is catered to what you think and what you believe in. So a lot of my stuff is right wing, but I do see a lot of liberal stuff on my feeds.
I'm so confused as far as what this has to do with the actual data that gives the American population as far as the views on these actual progressive policies.
Right. So besides seeing data and stats, like, because stats can lie, right? Numbers can lie.
Yeah, but you don't know any.
I see a majority of Americans on the right that disagree.
Okay, and I see a majority of Americans on the right that agree. So who's right?
Exactly. So you're saying a lot of Republicans agree with the socialist movement, and like I don't see that at all. Maybe perfect. And that's what I'm saying. Wait. That's what I'm saying. If you're sitting here saying you don't see it, and I'm sitting here saying I do see it, then how do we actually ensure that we know who's right? Right. We can say there's some people, no. What are the chances of Republicans?
Right here. Catch a bubble and lock in. Right? Catch a bubble and lock in. If you're sitting here saying that you don't see Republicans agreeing with it, and I'm saying I do see Republicans agreeing with it, how do we determine who is actually giving factual information?
All right, let me get my shit out.
Okay, go ahead. River Mason Band, I've already blocked him. Fuck you. And fuck anybody else that's sending those music gifts, because FYI, I will take your money and I'm just going to block you. You trolls fucking suck and you have nothing else, but I will take your money. W. Griff.
Why do people why do liberals call black conservatives Uncle Toms?
I don't give a fuck about you trying to run something else. I need you to go ahead and get you said that you were getting hey, stop it. You said you were going to get whatever you were getting to prove me wrong. So you go grab that. And I'm going to say thank you to a couple of people. And then we're going to put our empirics up against each other and see who's right. Anyway, I'm going to say thank you. W's in the chat for Stacy for the $5 donation, saying he's showing his fear of black and trans folks. I'm an old white lady, and that's not and is not scared of life as the alpha man, LMAO. He was ridiculous. He came up here and didn't know shit. He just wanted to get that off, and he still wasn't good enough, and he couldn't answer what the dog do. W's in the chat for Danella for the $1 donation.
I'm not looking it up, by the way. I don't know what you need me to look up. I'm not looking.
You said that you were going to get your stuff out, meaning that you were going to go grab empirics.
Just in case I needed to look something up. I'm not looking anything specific up.
So you're not going to back up your claims.
What claim?
Your claim is that people on the right don't favor these actual policies, these progressive policies.
Yeah, a majority of them don't, I guarantee.
Okay, then go get your data that proves that, and I'm going to finish thanking people, and then we're going to go band for band with data. Again, W's in the chat for Danella for the one. Yeah, if I put that up, then they would lose their shit. I know for a fact they would lose their shit, and that would be a complete crash out live. W's in the chat for Courtney for the $10 donation, said white men commit crime and America creates shows such as Captured and Forensic Files. They want us to believe that it's just a show or it happened a long time ago. White men have been the problem since the beginning until it's addressed to continue to happen. Men in general are the problem, but disproportionately representing. Hey, I don't understand why you think that, like, in the middle of me speaking is a green light for you to speak. I told you that I'm going to thank people and then I'll come back to you. Please stop trying to interrupt me while I'm thanking people. I don't know what's happening here, but I'm sure your parents raised you better than this. So please stop being rude.
Go ahead, twin. Talk.
Okay, I'm going to put you back on mute. You don't have to take yourself off of mute. Let me finish. Stop taking yourself off mute and let me just finish. I'm so confused as far as why you're doing this. Thank you. As I was saying, if you come off mute again, it's a concession and I'm just going to kick you. There's no reason for you to be off mute right now. And you're doing this because you're starting to crash. If you want to continue this debate, I need you to engage in good faith. I told you what I was doing. I was very clear that I was going to give you time and I'm going to finish thanking people and then we can get back to it. You're doing this because you're being bad faith and you're terrified. I'm putting you back on mute. And if you come off mute again before I finish, then it is a concession and I will just kick you. You're on mute now. W's in the chat for Amy for the $15 donation. Amy said, Lord, they got my cholesterol spiking today. Or not cholesterol, holy shit, cortisol spiking for your labor, because Black people labor is not free. Love you. I love you as well, Amy, and you're absolutely right. Black people labor is not free. And fucking W's in the chat for Jamie for the $50 donation. Holy shit. Jamie sent a $50 donation saying, thank you for your labor and education, sir. I always love stopping by your lives. Jamie, holy shit, $50 is a fuck ton of money. I appreciate the hell out of you. And thank you. I'm so glad that you're able to get anything of substance from this live. I appreciate the hell out of you. W's in the chat for Jamie. Thank you so much for the $50 donation. W's in the chat for, holy shit, I got to get caught up. Calvary sent a $10 donation over, or super chat over on YouTube, say, I'm so sick of hearing about BLM and MAGA false equivalents. BLM did not subvert the election. BLM was not tied to unaliving people by the hands of cops and covering it up. Shut the fuck up. Exactly. W's in the chat for Ashley for becoming a late night tuber over on YouTube, and also sending out 5 YouTube membership subscriptions. Let's fucking go. W's in the chat for Phoenix Eyes, who sent out a YouTube subscription. W's in the chat for Phoenix Eyes. Wait, Phoenix Eyes, were you not a subscriber? Holy shit. Phoenix Eyes just became a subscriber over on YouTube as well. W's in the chat for Dylan for the $6.99 Canadian super chat to say, as a Dylan with a beautiful trans fiance, we do not claim this embarrassment of a human being. He did suck. W's in the chat for Mary for the $1 super chat. W's in the chat for Phoenix Eyes for the $5 super chat. And say, this whole conversation with Dylan is like watching someone getting jumped in JJK. It was bad. It was bad. We put the beats on him. Debbie's in the chat for Trey for the $5 super chat to say, hey, thank you for that. So if white men are the majority and do the majority of violent crime and CSAM, then I think the issue is the majority. Make it make sense. Facts. Debbie's in chat for Blue Barbie for the $4 super chat. Hey, Blue Barbie, I hope you're doing wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And last but not least, Debbie's in the chat for Redman, who sent a $4.99 super chat to say a ton of Trump support, a ton of Trump motor. Wait, I'm assuming you meant voters. Wait, a ton of Trump Motors initially voted for Bernie Sanders. Plenty of people on the right want Democratic Socialists. Yeah, I'm assuming you meant voters. Yeah, no, facts. There's a huge portion of people who voted for Donald Trump that identify with the or that voted for Bernie Sanders. And even more so, if you take a look at like the breakdown, a large portion of people that voted for AOC also voted for Donald Trump. Right. So the crossover between people voting for these progressive ideology and then voting for progressive candidates and then voting for Trump, like it's a whole thing. Like that's another thing that completely shits on this guy's point. They're saying that they wouldn't vote for it because you see the amount of people that voted for AOC and Donald Trump in 2024. It's mind blowing. If anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out, guys. 1.7 thousand people hanging out on TikTok. Let's go ahead and get the likes up. Let's get the likes up to 200,000 likes. Also, look up at the top. If you see the word follow right up here, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button, turn on notifications so you know when we go live. We go live all the time. Please, please, please. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. Hit that follow button. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. All right. I gave you plenty of time. What source do you have that actually backs up your premise that people on the right will not agree with progressive policies?
No, I do think that there are people on the right that agree with some progressive policies. I'm not saying that the policy-wise now, as far as democratic socialism. So I looked it up. It says in the 2023 Pew Research Center, y'all like that Pew Research study. It says among people who identified as Republican or Republican-leaning, only 12% viewed socialism favorably, while 86% viewed it unfavorably.
Why did you actually
Democratic
look up
socialism?
Wait, hold on. Wait. Stop. I'm confused. Why are you talking about socialism?
Let me just finish the last sentence.
No, because what you're talking about has nothing to do with the point. Hey,
86% of Republicans views.
I don't care. That's not what we're looking for. Please listen.
The country is not
Hey.
Stop muting me.
No, I'm muting you because what you're saying does nothing for the argument. You're talking about socialism. That's not what I said.
Democratic socialism.
Why are you talking? No, listen to the question. I said the actual progressive policies. Question for you. Are Republicans going to initiate progressive policies?
I'm sure there's some progressive policies that Republicans can put in place, but in general, Republicans are not moving towards a socialism progressive movement.
You're being bad faith. You're literally being bad faith, and now you're just spamming shit. At this point,
like Medicaid and labor.
Hey. You're being bad faith, and you're not engaging. Are Republicans
being real?
Stop. Yes or no? Are the Republican parties putting forth or even running on progressive policies? Yes or no?
Not a majority of them, no.
Okay, name one Republican that's running on any type of progressive policy.
What is a progressive policy? What does that mean?
Universal health care.
What Republican is running on universal health care?
I'm sorry?
What Republican is running on universal health care?
That's the question I have for you.
We're not.
Exactly. That was my point.
Yeah, that's not possible.
That's why I said you're not listening. You're not listening. So if there's no Republicans that are running on progressive policy, then you can't sit here and say, well, Republicans can actually put forth progressive policy, because that's not what they're doing.
Wait, what, bro? Okay, at the end of the day,
no. I'll repeat myself. Can you please try to listen this time?
No, you think that
I'm going to repeat myself. Please try to listen this time so you can directly engage. You speaking while I'm repeating myself is not going to help you understand the question. You're not answering my question. You're answering shit that was never requested to be answered. Please stop and listen. The question I had, the whole reason we're here is because you said that Republicans wouldn't get behind progressive policies. I
said democratic socialism. We're not, a majority of Republicans are not just. You
literally said that when you go online and you see Republicans online, you don't see them agreeing with these type of policies. I said, when I go online, I see Republicans agreeing with those type of policies. And so then the question being was, if you're saying that you don't see this online and I do see this online, how do we actually prove who's right? And the way that we prove who's right is by comparing empirics. So you were supposed to be going to get empirical data that prove that people on the right would not support progressive policy. And then I was going to put that up against the empirical data that I have that people on the right do support progressive policies. And so when you're sitting here trying to talk about socialism or DSA, that's not what we've been talking about. We've been talking about progressive policies. And then you're trying to obfuscate and pretend as if the Republican Party would put up any type of progressive policy when the Republican Party doesn't put up progressive policy. So one more time, just to make sure you have an understanding, can you provide a source that shows Republicans would not support progressive policies?
What kind of question is this? What kind of question? Republicans won't support progressive. What kind of question? That wasn't even my claim or anything. I was talking about democratic socialism, and you told me that a majority of, or a lot of Republicans are moving towards a socialism movement. And now you're talking about progressive. I said
Republicans are moving towards democratic socialists because
Republicans are moving towards democratic socialism.
I said Republicans are moving towards democratic socialism, or the candidates, because they believe in progressive policies.
No, they're not, though.
Yes, and that's why we were supposed to have empirics. That's why we're supposed to have empirics.
Bro, by optics, people are not moving towards the democratic.
Okay, then prove it.
It's just clear as day. It's not
No,
common sense.
no. It's not. It's not, because now you're resetting. Because then we went to, I said, well, why are they winning? And you said, we talked about Zoran Mandani and we talked about grocery stores. We talked about all this stuff. And so I said, get empirics to back up your point that Republicans are not supporting these progressive policies. You're not listening. And I don't care about what you see, because I've already countered your, well, I see this with I see this. Now we're going to compare empirics to see who's right. So what is your empirical data?
I don't care about this fucking stat you're trying to get me to look like. That's nothing. It's nothing. It's a nothing.
If you're going to make claims and then tell me that you don't care about data to back up your claim, then I have no interest in speaking with you, because that means you don't live in reality, and there's no amount of data that I can show you that would prove my point. You just want to argue with the wind, and then you're upset that I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about what you think. I care about what you can prove. I can prove the shit that I'm saying. I don't give a fuck about what you think. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. W's in chat for Anthony for the one. Yeah, he was full of shit. He was full of shit. W's in chat for Anthony. If anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. It's the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Let's see here. Hi, Jay. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yeah, because I think we talked about trying.
Hi, Jay. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
But I don't know if this is going to be. That wouldn't be.
Jay, so I can hear you guys in the background.
This year we're going on the 12th, and we're coming back on the 27th.
All right. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Tap the screen, guys. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Can we knock out the donuts, guys? Please, please, please. The donuts are the daily gift goal. Please, please, please knock out the donuts. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter.
Okay. Well, Alan, you're a Trump supporter. Do you want to tell me why today, August 2nd, 2026, you still support Donald Timothy Trump, or is there something specific on the background you'd like to start?
I think he's been a great president. Ever since he's been in office, our economy's getting better. Housing situation.
Okay. Just FYI for TikTok purposes, how old are you?
I'm 40.
You're 40.
1985. Yep.
You were born in 85 and you're 40. Okay. All right. You said the housing situation has improved. The economy's improved. How are you quantifying that?
Just you can just look it up.
Look what up?
All the accomplishments.
What accomplishments?
Look up Donald Trump accomplishments.
Oh, wait, you're talking about what they publish on like whitehouse.org?
Like on Google?
I'm so confused. Google isn't a website. It's a search engine.
Yeah, and it's just looking up basic accomplishments.
Okay, then what basic accomplishment are you referring to, and where is this actually housed?
Like the tax breaks he has.
What tax breaks?
The tax relief for the middle class.
What tax relief for the middle class? What legislation did he pass that gave tax relief for the middle class?
Like the tax reform.
What tax reform? What are you referring to?
For last year, for the taxes.
Donald Trump didn't pass any tax
Everybody
reform.
got big. Are you sure
Donald
about that?
I'm positive. Donald Trump implemented the TCJA the TCJA, his first administration, which actually lowered the corporate tax rate. And then the passing of the One Big Beautiful Bill and the reinstitution of the current tax brackets only made permanent for the tax cuts for the corporation and ultra wealthy. So when you take a look at the impacts of the One Big Beautiful Bill, the provisions that provided the TCJA actually harm everyday Americans, like the middle class people. The average increase to the tax burden for everyday Americans has increased anywhere from $1,200 to $1,400 per household. So yeah, he hasn't improved the tax situation for everyday Americans at all. Hell, he's even made it worse with the amount of tariffs that he's placed on Americans.
I think the tariffs are great.
Okay, why are you advocating 80%? For increasing tax prices for Americans?
I think he's helped out with small businesses. He has our best interest.
Small businesses have gone under because of Donald Trump and his implementation of the tariffs. So again, I have a question. Under his administration, small business growth has decreased and bankruptcies have spiked.
And then unemployment, you're going to say that's risen also?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, prove it.
Hispanic unemployment.
I don't want you just to randomly say words. I want you to go grab an actual piece of empirical data that shows unemployment has not increased under Donald Trump.
I have it all right here. I can show it to you. Well,
no, okay. I don't need you to show me anything. I just need you to tell me your source and what's the name.
Let me get it right here.
Yep, I'll put it on the screen for you. Just,
I'm not showing this stuff off my mind, like I'm actually reading it.
Sure, that's fine. I'm willing to accept it. I just want the source and the name.
All right, 1 second. I have a lot here.
That's fine. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's get the likes up to 300,000 likes. And over on YouTube, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. It will help push out the VOD. So please, please, please make sure that we're tapping the screen, share the live. Make sure that we are hitting that thumbs up button. And also, guys, make sure you're following me. Over here on TikTok, look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. We got 103 new followers so far. We've been live for almost 2 hours. So make sure you hit that follow button. Over on YouTube, we're close to like 25,000 followers over on YouTube. So make sure you guys are following me over on YouTube and over on Twitch. We're like close to 2,000 followers over on Twitch. So make sure you hit that follow button. Speaking of Twitch, W's in the chat because Twitch has been going off. W's in the chat for One Mighty Pen, who sent out 5 Twitch subscriptions, followed by another 5 Twitch subscriptions, followed by Callie Ali, who sent 100 cheer bits to say races are never intelligent. Caller is a stale donut fat. W's in the chat for One Mighty Pen, who sent out another Twitch subscription. W's in the chat for Callie Alley for the 100 cheer bits to say they also essay animals at a higher rate as well. Yep, talking about white men, they do. W's in the chat for One Mighty Pen, who sent out 2 more Twitch subscriptions. We had a hype train. Miss Clevis, I think that's how you say it, sent out 300 cheered bits. And yeah, we're all caught up on Twitch. W's in the chat for Twitch, guys. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so fast. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. All right, what's that source and title that you have that unemployment has not increased under the Trump administration?
Nationalarchives.gov.
Okay, nationalarchives.gov. Cool. Give me 1 second. Hey, for all the 1 second, sorry. 1 second. For all the trolls, I am blocking you for sending those music gifts because 1, those music gifts suck, but 2, give me your monies. Yes, I'll take all your monies. W's grip. I'm just gonna block you. Friendlies, don't send those music gifts because they fucking suck, and I am blocking people. All right, you said the National Archives?
Yeah, .gov.
Okay, what's the title?
The title is Donald Trump accomplishments 2026.
Okay.
And then Investopedia.
Okay, give me a second here. I'm so confused. Like, you do understand this is whitehouse.gov, but I'm so confused as far as what this has to do with the actual unemployment rate under the Trump administration. I could have sworn you was going to go to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, but that's fine. What's the title again? Trump achievement? Trump accomplishments?
Yeah, 2026. Yep.
I don't see a 2026. I see a 2021. Let me type in 2026 because I don't see a 2026 one. Let's see here. Yeah, the accomplishments that come up. This says as of January 2021. Yeah, there's no 2026 one. And also, FYI, when they do accomplishments, they do that after the term. They don't do that in the middle of the term. So I'm confused as far as what you're referring to. I don't think you actually you're in the right place. I mean, let's see here. I found Freedom 250 National Archive celebrating the trumpet of the American spirit. No, that's for the whole 250 years. Let's see here. Trump administration accomplishments. Oh, okay. Wait, no, this is September 2018. Yeah, there's not one for 2026. You're lying.
No, that's what I looked up. It's on here.
Okay, read off the actual. Hold on one second, because again, I see 2021. I see 2018. I don't see anything from 2026. I see 250 archives. Read off the web address.
Yeah, let me get back on there.
Yep. Again, I even put 2026 with it to make sure that I wasn't missing anything.
All right. Yeah, I put Trump accomplishments and success.
No. Read the web address. So the web address that I have for the other one is trumpwhitehouse.archives.gov/Trump-administration-accomplishment. So what's the actual web address for the one that you're looking at?
Yeah, it's just Trump plus accomplishments on Google.com. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's not a website. I just told you
decided
that the actual site that I have is trumpwhitehouse.archives.gov/Trump-administration-accomplishment/. That's the actual web address. So up at the top, I don't want you to read off what you say you see on Google. I want you to read off the actual address that's listed in the address bar.
Yeah, that was it. It didn't go from anywhere except at Google, and then it went to Trump, and then it has whitehouse.gov.
Okay. I want you to look at the screen. I want you to look at my screen right now. You see this? You see what's on the screen?
Yep.
This is as of January 2021. Now, I want you to look a little bit closer. Do you see that what's in the URL?
Yeah.
That right there. It says trump.whitehouse.archives.gov/Trump-administration-accomplishments. Give me that address that you're seeing so I can type what you see into the actual web bar so I can get to where you say you are. Unless you're just using AI overview and you didn't want to admit it, and now I got you stuck.
No.
So what's the address?
No.
What's the web address?
Still National Conference the NCSL.org.
Oh, okay. So now you're giving me something else, because what you gave me before was the National Archives. And so now you're moving away from the National Archives.
It's that one too.
Okay, then give me the one with the National Archives. Give me the one with the National Archives that you were just speaking of.
All right, let me get back to it.
Why would you leave off of it if we were going to look at it?
Because I have it screenshotted. That's what I was reading off of it.
Oh, you're looking at screenshots from Google AI. Got it. You're fucking cooked, bud.
No, I screenshotted it so I could have my points up while I talk to you because I'm not trying to get stuck like all these other dudes.
You were literally stuck because instead of actually, and FYI, like I'm making you give me this information because I want you to actually do the work to see how stupid what you're saying is. But like, instead of actually going to whitehouse.gov, because like the actual party in control controls those, you should have just went to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. That's where you should have went. But it's fine. I don't even care.
So you're saying he hasn't done nothing for the economy? It's all gone downhill.
He's been negative for the economy, but that's not even the claim that we're trying to address. We're trying to address the claim that you made that said that unemployment has not increased under Donald Trump. Like, that's what we're trying to address. And I'm telling you for a fact.
At the beginnings, he did. That's something.
It did hit an all-time low.
No, it didn't. It hit an all-time high.
Yeah,
I did.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, yeah. No, it literally did. You know what's funny?
Where's the information?
Yeah, you know what's funny? I actually, the Jubilee episode, I've talked about this episode. You guys know that Officer Tatum was in the actual Jubilee episode that dropped today, right? But as I was actually preparing, I had to debate a couple of different things. And one thing that I definitely got to talk about was the unemployment rate. And when January, there was a spike. In January of 2025, the Black unemployment rate was at 6.2, right? January 2026. I apologize. January 2026, it was 6.2. The spike occurred in November of 2025, which was 8.2%. And then the current, which was last month, it was at 6.6. This was for Black unemployment, right? But looking at the national unemployment, and I'm sorry, this wasn't 2026, it's 2025, because I was comparing to when Biden was in office to Trump, where it spiked under a high and then where it was now. So when unemployment, where Biden was still in office, it was when Biden was still in office, it was 4.0. It increased to 4.5, and then it set at 4.2. So when Biden was still in office, since Donald Trump has gotten in office, the unemployment rate has dramatically increased. It even hit a spike in November 2025, and it's still, as of today, higher than it was when Biden was in office. So you sitting here saying that the unemployment rate, that's not a thing. And again, this information comes from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, which is the organization that is in charge of tracking the unemployment rate for the federal government.
Didn't he stop people from freaking taking advantage of the government?
I can't hear what she's saying in the background. If she wants to step up and debate me, you can have her come closest to the mic.
We're just talking about the food stamps and stuff like that.
Why? Why not address what I said with the unemployment rate?
So I still think you had it lowered, but obviously my citing was wrong, I guess.
Okay, but the Bureau of Labor and Statistics says that you're wrong. So do you have anything that proves the Bureau and Labor and Statistics wrong?
Are Republican, or
no? The National Archives are based off of whoever's in power. That's why you wouldn't trust that. Do you believe everything that's listed as accomplishments from the Biden National Archives?
I don't know. Depends what they are.
No, I mean, because they talk about all their successes and like all this other stuff. I mean, would you believe them?
I don't know. There has to be some kind of truth to some things.
Yes, there are. I'm not saying that everything that they put is incorrect or everything that they put is a lie. I'm not even saying that for the Trump administration. But what I am saying is the party that has power controls what does go up there and how they actually view things. And so instead of actually looking at like whitehouse.gov, you can go look at the actual federal agency that is responsible for tracking this information. FYI, the Trump administration were the ones that were in power when they published information about that unemployment spike that occurred in November of 2025. Literally, the Trump administration is the one that put that information out saying that unemployment had risen under them. So when you talk about unemployment, the unemployment is coming directly from reportings from the BLS, and the BLS is controlled by the Republican-led White House.
So you don't have any.
Well, I'm gonna have to just agree to disagree, I guess.
No, you're not going to have to agree to disagree, because I'm right with empirics. So the only way that you're going to be able to quote unquote agree to disagree is give me a source that actually disproves the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. I don't give a fuck about you saying agree to disagree. You're just wrong. So either concede or get me a source that disproves the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. That's not what agree to disagree means. We can agree to disagree that One Piece is the greatest anime ever. Like, sure, like we can talk about other stuff. We can agree or disagree whether or not pineapple belongs on pizza. I think it does. We can agree or disagree about what's the best season in a year. I think it's fall and spooky season. What we can agree or disagree on, or say we can agree to disagree on, is fucking empirical data that we both have access to. So if you want to quote unquote agree to disagree, then let's talk about something that's subjective. But with these actual statistics on unemployment, this is not something that's subjective. This is not something that we can, make arguments for. Well, maybe it looks like this, it looks like that. No, these are empirics. So give me something that disproves the empirics that I gave you, or concede that point. I don't care which one.
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna say agree to disagree, because there's stuff.
No, you're not. I'm gonna tell you, go get me some empirics to prove me wrong that disproves the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Either concede or give me empirics.
Let me get some cited websites, and I'll be right back.
Oh, take your time. Don't run.
Oh, if you want to wait, no.
Yeah, I'll wait.
I'm waiting for my turn for half an hour or two.
Yeah, I'll wait. So. I'll wait. I'm gonna just thank a couple of people. You go grab those empirics. Let's see here. W's in the chat for Megan for the $5 donation, saying, for your labor, I listen to you every chance I get, and I appreciate the work you do. W's in the chat for Megan. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. You're awesome. W's in the chat for Kyle for the $10 donation, said, instead of asking for a source, ask them why don't they look up their info to be true. Watch the emotional response. Listen, I make them, I literally put it in their face and make them smell their own poop. Like, if they're going to believe this, I'm going to make them eat their own shit. And so they're going to have to prove to me what they're saying is true, or either they're going to have to admit that they're just lying to themselves. I don't give a fuck which one. I'm not going to let them run from it. W's in the chat for D Squad, who became a late night tuber. W's in the chat for Science Mom for the $20 YouTube super chat to say, okay, I learned something from you today. If AOC voters are voting for Trump, then maybe it's not about all about sexism. No, it's not. But then you got to look from an intersectional lens as well. There's so much more to that. But the point that I'm trying to get across is you can't say that those people who vote Republican wouldn't vote for those type of socialist policies. W's in the chat for R2RB for the $1.99 super chat. And W's in the chat for Just Devin for the $2 super chat. Yes, pineapple absolutely belongs on pizza. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. It's the best way to support the live. Hey, W's in the chat for Taylor for the future encounter. W's in the chat. Thank you for that. If you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. It's the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Can we go ahead and knock out the donuts? The donuts is the daily gift goal. Please, please, please. Can we knock out the donuts, please? And hit that follow button. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. Only look for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. All right, were you able to find that empirical data that disproves the BLS, or are you ready to concede?
I'm on the BLS right now.
Okay.
And it's not showing that everything was all terrible, like everything is down.
What the fuck are you talking about? What did I say you can see on the BLS?
What do you mean?
What did I say the BLS shows?
Is that the website? Valid?
Like, what do you mean? What do you?
The thing that I said the BLS shows, the thing that I said the BLS shows is that the unemployment rate has increased since Donald Trump has been in office. I cited where the unemployment rate was when when Biden was still in office in January 2025. I talked about the spike that occurred in November of 2025, and I talked about the current unemployment rate as of today. So you are supposed to be getting something that disproves the Bureau of Labor and Statistics with their tracking of the unemployment rate, because you said that's not true. So I'm telling you to find something that actually disproves the fact that unemployment has increased under Donald Trump.
You're talking about his whole term, or you're talking about the second term, or you're saying in general?
I'm talking about since February of 2025 until now, the actual unemployment rate has increased, but you're saying that's not true. So I want you to give me something that shows that the unemployment rate has gone down below where it was when Biden was in office. Or concede. I don't care which one.
I don't know.
Okay, so concede.
If you want to just look at his,
Hold on, I'm looking at that now.
The last term, half of the last term of this last year, and not as a total term in office, then I guess you can pick and choose what you want to look at.
Wait, you're saying that you want to look at the unemployment rate from his first term,
Donald Trump,
and the unemployment rate. Hold on for a second, and the unemployment rate from this term, even though there were 4 years apart. And you want to combine those to try to make your point.
I'm just saying Donald Trump as a whole has done positive works for our economy.
Okay, perfect. You're already wrong on unemployment. I just need you to concede, and then you can give me any other point that has improved, any other economic point that has improved under Trump's reign than where it was under Biden. Are you willing to concede the unemployment rate so you can give me another one?
Donald Trump was in office during COVID too, so that
I don't give a fuck about you trying to run back to his first term. I'm saying the economy is worse today than it was when Biden handed over the economy to Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck about you trying to run to other stuff. I need you to either concede the point about unemployment and then give me another point, or give me something proven that unemployment has went down since Trump has been in office.
I think it's some, I don't know. I'm not looking into it more.
Okay, so you're conceding the unemployment point.
I'm not going to concede, no.
Okay, then give me something that disproves that then.
Put on the back burner.
No, we're not putting shit on the back burner. You're either going to concede or you're going to prove it. I don't care about you trying to run to other stuff. I'm telling you, the only way that we're moving off this unemployment portion is if you either concede or give me something to disprove it. And you fucking using like Alexa or Siri or whatever the fuck you're using is not going to save you.
I'm not. She's on the phone. That's not me. So.
She's scrambling for help when you both are fucking cooked. I'm telling you, you don't have shit. Not on this point, but you're so fucking hell bent on trying to disprove me. Aw, listen to the crash out Karen in the back. Shut up, you fucking idiot. You racist piece of shit. You're so mad that a black man has you beat that you're slurring in the background. Guess what? Your clan ancestors are ashamed of you. I don't give a fuck about your half-ass racism. Get back here and prove me wrong. You're mad because I got you beat. And that's not how you run, Alan. That's not how you run. Get back in here. Fucking crash out cowards. That's what happens when you press these mediocre ass white people. This crash out ass white woman in the background was so pissed that I wouldn't just accept the stupid shit that she was saying. And I kept saying, give me a source. And instead of them actually conceding, instead of them actually admitting that they didn't have anything, she slurred and she ran. I want to make sure we have a point here. I did not kick them. I did not kick them. She called me the N-word because she couldn't prove me wrong, and then she ran. That's the best they have. They can't prove me wrong, and so they just crash the fuck out. That's what they do. That's what they do. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Anywho. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly and like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Guys, keep tapping the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Let's see here. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Howdy, partner. No. Donna Outland, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
No, I am not a supporter. I accidentally pulled up.
Okay, no worries. I'll drop you down. I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Guys, take a look down at the bottom of the screen. If you see the pink and blue person, you're good. You're good. That means that you're not in the request. But if you see the gray person, that means that you are in the request. You're here and you're ready to debate. So please make sure that if you are in the request, you're here and you're ready to debate. Hi, Alex. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
You're a socialist claim.
I'm sorry?
Your socialist claim? Disagree.
Oh, okay. You disagree with the premise that socialism is better than capitalism?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, Alex, one, you sound kind of like, I don't know what's going on with your mic. You sound like kind of low. So could you step a little bit closer? And two, I'll give you the floor. Why do you disagree with the premise that socialism is better than capitalism?
Because there's no example of socialism ever working without turning into totalitarianism.
Yeah, there are plenty of examples, but again, that doesn't
Can you name
actually, yeah, sure, I can. But again, that doesn't actually directly address the point. The only thing that you're saying is that you don't have an example, in which I'm more than happy to give you an example, but that doesn't disprove that socialism is better than capitalism. So again, I'm going to give you a better chance. Can you clearly articulate your point as far as why you disagree with the premise that socialism is better than capitalism?
That is the reason. Like, that's a sufficient, that is my reason. Like, why are you saying that it's not enough for you? So if I, as an individual, have seen historical data, and I've seen historical implementations of a program or an ideology or a financial economic system that has never worked without turning into totalitarianism, and I'm using that as an example, because if it was viable, then I would be able to see it as something more positive, which I don't.
Okay. So what I'm saying is I don't care about like your actual premise behind why you feel the way that you feel. I'm not saying that that's not a good enough reason for you to feel the way that you feel. What I do care about is whether or not you have enough substance for us to debate, right? And so I'm trying to make sure that you can, I'm going to finish my sentence. Did you see how I sat here quietly and let you say the stuff that you said? So the point that I'm trying to get to is ensuring that you have enough substance to actually debate versus me just like teaching you stuff about socialism. So I would like to know what is like the benefits that you are perpetuating under capitalism that you feel is better than socialism?
Because private businesses are better arbiters and better stewards of capital than any government has ever shown to be, which is my example that it has never worked without turning into totalitarianism.
Okay. All right. See, that's more substance. I appreciate that, Alex. All right. Perfect. First and foremost, I do want to make sure that we're speaking the same language, and I want to make sure that you have a true understanding as far as what we're talking about, because I heard you mention the government, and that may like lend me to believe that you don't exactly know what we're talking about. So the question I have for you is, can you define socialism?
You're defending yourself. You're literally putting up a wall.
I don't care about like the other random shit that you're saying, Alex. Can we stay where our feet are, please?
Socialism is where the state or centralized power has control, a centralized control of an economic system for a specific country.
No, that's not right.
Yeah.
So okay. That's why I said I want to make sure that we're speaking the same language. All right, perfect. Don't worry, I got you. So when people say socialism, they like can mean different things, right? And I want you to understand what I'm talking about when I say socialism. But the three things that people talk about when they talk about socialism, or they're talking about governments that lean into like socialist politics or policies, such as like social safety nets. And that's one form. The other form is when people say like, oh, socialism is where the workers own the means of production, like the textbook definition. That's another thing. And the thing that I'm talking about is true socialism, which socialism actually is where it runs in parallel with the premise of communism, right? So the issue that we're having is when you're talking about socialism, there's no premise of socialism that is focused around governments, but there are premises of governments implementing socialistic policies. Now, since I still believe in electoral politics, I am willing to vote for governmental systems or structures that implement socialistic policies. But I do think that communism and the true form of socialism are optimal for every American. So again, you talking about like, oh, the government's having control and everything. That's not. I'm sorry.
Can you give an example of where it worked?
Yeah, indigenous societies.
Any modern economy that actually that was actually producing goods and services beyond food.
Indigenous societies. So do you not understand what indigenous societies did?
So there is no modern economic example you can point to, is what you're saying.
Oh, you keep trying to force me into saying something that I'm not saying. I'm not advocating for some type of government control.
The answer is no, though. You can't point to an example.
Why would I care about that when that's not what I'm talking about? Why would I have to defend something that I'm not advocating for? That doesn't make sense. Can you give me an example of the Republicans doing what's best for every American?
Yeah, I think 2A is probably spot on.
That's absolutely incorrect. But that's absolutely incorrect. 2A wasn't something that's exclusive to the Republican Party. That's not a policy that was passed by the Republican Party. That's literally something that's in the Constitution that's been litigated over and over. And even when you talk about the actual impacts of the Second Amendment, it's been protected and propped up by the Republican Party to allow more kids to die. So you're wrong. But again, the reason why I don't even really give a shit about your answers is because that wasn't your original claim. I'm making you defend something that you didn't claim.
On your screen there, sir. So socialism or capitalism doesn't compare to socialism, but you can't defend socialism because it's never worked, and you can't.
I literally gave you an example of where it worked, but you're saying give you an example of
economies.
Hey, Alex, I need you to focus on this. You're saying give you a governmental example of socialism working. I've already told you from the very beginning that's not what we're talking about. I literally said that Alex, even if you want to talk about socialism, like the definition, that's not government control. Even if you're talking, so are you saying that you want me to give you an example of socialist policies working within the government system?
Sure.
Nordic countries.
Nordic countries are what at the base of their economic
capitalistic
system? So
that's why I'm not advocating for that.
Why are you grasping for capitalist countries as examples?
Because I'm not advocating for that, you donut.
You are.
No, how the fuck are you going to tell me when I'm saying that's not what I'm advocating for? I clearly define the 3 different things that people are talking about. And what did I say that I'm talking about?
Why are you getting riled up, man?
Because you're being stupid.
No, I'm not.
You literally are. Tell me what I said I'm advocating for.
Your example.
No,
your response
no. Alex.
Capitalist country,
Alex, stop it. When I told you the 3 different things that people could be talking about when they talk about socialism, what did I say that I believe is optimal?
Communism.
Which is what?
Where the government would control. A government would control the means of production for its population. Is that not communism?
No.
So then who would own it? So who would own it?
Okay.
If not the government, who's going to own it?
I'm going to repeat what I said, and just to make sure that we're clear on that, and then I'm going to answer your question directly. So FYI, what I actually said was, I believe that the point of socialism that I'm referring to runs in parallel with communism, which communism is the optimal way, in my opinion, for all Americans. Now, even if you want to talk about communism, like there's so much more information and depth behind what actual communism is, but to keep it simple so people can understand it, so we can have a baseline to work from, communism is a stateless, classless, moneyless society. Hey, Alex, if communism is a stateless society, what does that mean?
So who gets rid of the state?
Answer the question.
Stateless. There's no centralized power.
So there's no government, right?
So then who? So
and no. Answer the question. Stop trying to run to other stuff. I need you to just be here. Answer the question. So you're agreeing that you understand that there's no government in a stateless society?
So who gets rid of the?
Can you answer the question?
I did already. I said
no, you didn't. The
state.
question I have is, do you understand that by saying that a stateless society means that there's no government? Or do you understand that communism does not have a governmental entity?
So let me just try to level with you.
So
you
can, but I just need you to answer the question first. Alex,
because
I know.
You're trying to pigeonhole me.
No, I'm not trying to pigeonhole you in the shit.
You're afraid of debate.
Alex, stop. You're trying to make me debate something that I've never said, and I'm trying to make sure you understand what I'm saying. So you trying to run to other questions, you trying to add extra shit. This does not help clarify what I've already said, because you're trying to get me to argue something that I've never said. And I need you to lock the fuck in. So, Alex, can we agree that if communism is a stateless, classless, moneyless society, and that a stateless society means a society without government, then communism is not the centralization of power under the government?
I already said that. I understand that.
Okay, perfect. So why are you trying to make me defend a quote unquote government controlled society?
So I'm not saying that you are. What I'm saying is I'm calling you a delusional person who is afraid to actually debate and your communist ideas because they don't exist. I'm not a
communist, and these are not my ideas, but you're trying to actually get me to debate something that I didn't say. How about we debate what I said?
So, all right, let's debate your ideal scenario.
Ideology. I want to debate my ideology.
5%. Hang on. Let's say that you need a specific product that somebody knows how to make. They've done it for generations, and they just decide, Well, since we're not getting paid anymore, I really don't want to do it. What will happen then?
That's not how these societies work. Under these societies, under socialism historically, the actual desire for production has always been, spurred on by need. And even more so when you talk about like socialism, or you talk about the societies that have existed who claim to believe in socialism, innovation has sparked under these societies because of need, not because of greed.
And what has led to more production of more things? Can you point to a socialist country that produced more goods and services than the United States or China has?
No, why would I need to point to a country that's produced more
goods and services? Because you just said that it sparks innovation.
Yes.
That was your claim.
Yes,
so
what does innovation,
an example of where that happened.
What does innovation have to do with overconsumption?
Point to where it happened.
Again, what does innovation have to do with overconsumption?
So you're basically creating an idea in your head that does not exist and has not existed.
I think you're confused. What does innovation mean?
Got it.
What does innovation mean, Alex?
So paint us your fairy tale world.
Alex, what does innovation mean?
What you see all around you, the platforming you're on, that's innovation.
No.
The reason why you're not, growing your own potatoes. That's
no, innovation. Alex, innovation. Innovation is advancements in technology. That's innovation.
That's what I just said. The reason you have your PayPal link and you're able to accept your funds is because of innovation. The reason why you're not
I didn't say give me examples of innovation, Alex. I said, what is innovation? You giving examples is not explaining what innovation is. But it's fine. It's fine. Innovation.
Are you incapable of putting two and two together? I don't understand.
No, you are, and that's why I'm trying to hold your hand with this, Alex.
No, you don't need to. Trust me.
I do, because you're not qualified for the shit that you're talking about.
You're not defending your position, brother.
You literally don't understand my position. That's why you feel like I'm not defending it. You want me to defend government. You want me to defend authoritarianism. You want me to defend fascism, and that's not what I'm advocating for.
You've already made
me to defend a centralization of power under government control, and I have never said that. That is not what I'm advocating for, and that's not what I'm trying to defend. So you started talking about the actual desire for creation, and I talked about innovation and how innovation is still present within socialist or even communist societies. And so you said, then why is it would name a country that has created more or consumed more than America or China that was socialist? And I said, what does innovation have to do with overconsumption? Now, I've already told you what innovation is. Alex, what is overconsumption?
You having your PayPal link in your bio?
One, you're trying to give an example. Two, it's not analogous. Three, Alex, please answer the question directly. What is overconsumption?
Plenty from TikTok. Just enough to survive.
It's not overconsumption for me to have my PayPal in my and just to be fair, it's not just PayPal. It's Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Pay links in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Just like Joseph. Joseph sent a $40 donation, said, you're on late today, so I'll catch the show for a bit, and stoked about it. W's in the chat for Joseph for the $40 dono. Let's fucking go. W's in the chat, Joseph. I'm glad that you're enjoying the live. Fucking lock in. W's in the chat for Anthony for the one. Yeah, when they disagree with data, then they're just actually telling us that they don't know shit and they just want their feelings hurt. W's in the chat. W's in the chat for Anthony for the one. I appreciate the hell out of you. W's in the chat for Hector. Hector, what up? Hector sent a $5 donation saying, imagine being incapable of Googling the unemployment rate in January 2025 and the unemployment rate of today. They're stupid, Hector. They don't know shit. Like, literally, they don't know shit. W's in the chat for Ivan for the $1 donation. No, Ivan, literally, she just crashed out and called me the N-word because she didn't have anything to disprove the shit that I was saying. She literally just wanted to actually do the shit that she did. That's it. W's in the chat for Ivan for the one. Patrick, you said Santana can't debate. He just likes to argue and insult. Cool. I just muted you, Patrick. Get in the box. Come up here and prove how I can't debate and I just want to argue and insult. Maybe if you guys weren't stupid, then I wouldn't call you stupid. You can't get mad at me for calling an You can't get mad at me for calling out what is. W's in the chat for Michelle for the $25 donation. Holy shit. Thank you, Michelle. She said, sorry that you have to endure the violence from the mediocrity of the white race. But it just means that you're winning with your intellect in class. Keep on doing what you're doing. Love you. I love you as well, Michelle. And I'm telling you, like, they can't fuck with me. I'm unfuckwittable. And I know for a fact they only do this because that's all that they have. W's in the chat for Phoenix Eyes for the $2 super chat. Yeah, like they don't have shit, and that's why he's literally sitting here and doing the weird shit because he has nothing. But like I said, W's in the chat for all the donos. If anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Guys, keep tapping the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. All right, I gave you time. I gave you space. Any chance that you were able to actually look up the definition of overconsumption?
Probably how much you eat on a daily basis is probably overconsumption. You seem to be morbidly obese.
Okay. So Alex, again, you keep trying to show like actual or give examples, and
these are real life examples.
You actually speaking, I'm going to finish. You speaking towards the money that I'm making or even like my weight, that doesn't prove your point. It just proves that you're mediocre as fuck, Alex. And so this is what I'm going to give you an opportunity to do. Turn on your camera. Go ahead and turn on that camera, Alex. Nope. Stay on mute, but turn on your camera. I don't care what you don't get to speak until you turn on your camera. See, you made the decision to actually critique the way that I look. I'm willing to accept that critique, but we will go bar for bar, band for band with these critiques. So go ahead and accept that request to turn on your camera, and let's talk about the way that you look, and let's compare the way that you look to the way that I look, and then it'll be analogous. So go ahead and turn on your camera, Alex.
I'm on my page.
I don't care. Turn on your camera right now. Why won't you turn on your camera, Alex? Why won't you turn it? No. You don't get to speak until you turn on your camera. Don't be a coward. You were popping good shit just a moment ago. You thought that you could actually insult me just a moment ago. But now when I'm telling you to get on screen and let's see, and the way that you look, let's critique your looks. For some reason, you're too much of a chicken shit coward. So Alex, turn on your camera. No one wants to hear from you until you do that.
Good way to
No. I sent you another request. Turn on your camera.
Debate.
Turn on your camera, you coward. You made the ad hominem, and so now you got to see it through, my boy. you got to see it through. You thought it was a good idea to critique my looks. I'm willing to accept the critique on my looks, but we will be critiquing yours. So Alex, stop being a fucking coward and turn on your camera. That's what I thought. You're a mediocre fucking piece of shit coward that's scared to actually stand behind the stuff that you're saying. That's why you won't turn on your camera, because you know for a fact that you have nothing to stand on. You have nothing to stand on, but you wanted to try to critique me. Who the fuck do you think you are to critique me when you're too much of a coward to actually put yourself on the screen. Alex, you provide nothing, no substance, no entertainment. Hell, you're too much of even a coward to sit here and put your face on the screen to stand behind the shit that you're saying. So Alex, you can fuck off. I legitimately don't care about them critiquing me since they don't have substance behind any of the other shit that they're going to talk about. But if you're going to, hey, that was in the chat for Craft Weaver, let's fucking go. If you're going to talk a shit about the way that I look, I'm willing to accept that. I don't even care about you critiquing the way that I look. I do care, though, that if you, for some reason, are too scared to take critique yourself. I'm telling you, like, the way that these people continue to actually crash out when they don't have anything is fascinating. Like, when they don't have anything, they just like do weird shit. Also, I wouldn't come up to debate a topic if I didn't have anything of substance to actually back the claims that I'm making. It's super weird. It's super weird. Anywho, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Oh, I remember you. Hey, can you agree not to crash out this time?
No, I'm not crashing out. You're the one swearing and telling people that they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, this is a crash. You're the one crashing out.
I'm crashing out after I gave like empirics, data, facts, and then someone called me the N-word because they couldn't disprove what I was saying. Or when someone who doesn't understand the difference between innovation and overconsumption, then they try to critique the way that I look, and they are too scared to be on camera to critique the way that they look. I'm crashing out because I have empirics, or I hold people to the same standard that they hold me. That's how I'm crashing out.
So do you support less government or more government?
Now, I don't support government at all. Fuck the government.
All right. So the left, all they want is healthcare and handouts. So
I don't understand. Can you answer the question that I have for you before you run to something else? How am I crashing out when someone calls me the N-word because they can't disprove the information from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics? Or how am I crashing out when someone doesn't know what they're actually saying? They don't understand the difference between innovation and overconsumption. And instead of actually engaging in an argument, they want to critique the way that I look. And so then I hold them to the same standard, but they're afraid to be critiqued on how they look. How am I crashing out?
Well, he didn't call you the N-word. I didn't hear Alex.
That was another person. That was the person right before them. But that's why I said or. Those are two different examples of the last two callers.
All right. Look, Santana, I'm going to be honest with you.
So you just made a claim that you didn't have any substance for.
To get into the big words and the books.
So again, you just made a claim that you didn't have any substance for. You just were speaking out of the side of your ass, or I was about to say neck, and then
I'm support less government. The government controlling
that's fine. We can talk about that, but can you just agree that you didn't know anything when you made that statement?
That I didn't know Alex didn't say the N-word?
No, that you were critiquing me based off of not having information.
No. I was talking about the N-word. Alex did not call you the N-word.
I didn't say Alex called me the N-word. That's not what I said at all. What?
Why bring it up? Why bring
you
up the
said you came in, I said, are you going to crash out? You said, I'm not the one that's going to crash out. That's what you've been doing. I said, how is it me crashing out? And then I gave you the two examples of the last two callers. The first one was the one that said the N-word after not being able to prove me wrong with empirics. The second one was someone who didn't know the difference between overconsumption and innovation. And instead of actually dealing with the fact that he didn't know that, went to ad hominems critiquing my looks, but then was scared to actually turn on his camera so we could critique his looks. So the question I have is, how am I crashing out when these people, the last two people that I've spoken with, did these things?
Well, he was trying to basically talk about the less government and more government, and you started talking about, whatever his.
That's not what he was trying to talk about.
And all of that.
You said I was talking about his weight.
It's like you wanted
Wait,
him to
did you say I was talking about his weight?
To cam up. You wanted him to cam up.
Why? Why did I tell him to cam up?
Because he said you were overweight.
Okay, so then again, so are you saying that I shouldn't hold him to the same standard that he's holding me to?
I'm saying that you should be the bigger person and
why?
Prove why more government.
That's not what he was talking about. He wasn't talking about that. He was talking
about less government.
No, he wasn't talking about less government. Because you're not even tracking what the debate was about. He literally wasn't talking about less government.
About government. So
he wasn't talking about less government.
Communism
and Alex, fuck you in the actual comment section. The communism has nothing to do with government. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys don't know shit. You don't know shit. You're coming up here. You're coming up here defending someone who doesn't know shit. You don't know what he was actually saying. And again, why should I be the bigger person when he said what he said? I don't give a fuck about being I am not the tolerant left. I do not believe in when they go low that we go high. I believe that when they go low, we drag them to fucking hell. And I will always drag people to hell because I don't give a fuck about your morals. I don't give a fuck about niceties. And if you don't have data and you want to get into some old gangster shit, then I can do that. So now with that being said, you already don't have anything. You don't have anything. So would you like to substantiate any type of argument?
I got the black woman is the biggest threat to the black community. Let's talk about whacking black babies.
Yeah, you tried to do that shit last time. That's not on the background, and you're stupid. I refuse. I want you to actually look at the background, and I want you to actually pick a topic on the background that you disagree with, and then we can go from there.
All right. On the background, I don't see America. I have some I don't see the background.
Take a moment. It's going to loop back around, and then you'll be able to actually get to it. I'm going to thank a couple of people while it comes back up. W's in chat for Pat for the $5 donation. Just sit quietly and look at the background. W's in chat for Pat for the $5 donation. And Alex, examples of social programs that work. Basically anything in the New Deal, in the New Deal supported and passed by Democratic Socialist President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Facts. This includes Social Security, which includes food assistance and unemployment, and then the fair labor. Exactly. That was in the chat for Ivan for the $1 donation. Yeah, they're all hypocrites, Ivan. Like, facts. They're all hypocrites, every single one of them. But you know what? We sit here and we disprove them every single time. That was in the chat for Jason for the $5 donation. Say for being a sexy MOFO who holds donuts' feet to the fire. Listen, that's what we do every single time. We will make them give us empirics. That was in the chat for Norm for the $5 super chat saying, just for the record, Santana is hot AF. But respectfully to your wife. Dubs in the chat for management. I know that's fucking right. Dubs in the chat as well for E-Real for the $10 super chat to say, I'm happy for Trump for one reason. He gave me the opportunity to partake in the rug pull that is the Trump coin and DJT stocks in earlier days. I made so much money off MAGA. Thanks, suckers. Yeah, Donald Trump did as well. He made billions off of them losing so much money. Dubs in chat for Phoenix Eyes for the $2 super chat to say, cry harder, caller. My cup almost runneth over. That's all they do. It's all tears. That's all they got. They're just such crybabies. Dubs in chat for Patty, who sent out a Twitch subscription, and W's in the chat for One Mighty Pen, who sent out another 5 Twitch subscriptions. Let's fucking go. W's in the chat. Holy shit. W's in the chat for all the donos, guys. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. All right, BGB, you had time to actually look over the background. Is there something on the background that you actually disagree with that you would like to debate?
The white people something. I can't read it because
white people embrace white supremacy. People. Are you white?
Yeah, I disagree that.
Are you white?
Because all white people are not.
Hey, BGB, are you white?
No, but I don't.
Okay,
think that
so if you're
white
not white,
people
then
is the
that's not your
problem.
topic. You don't get to talk about that.
All right, so pick a topic then. What topic would you like to talk about?
Are you a Christian?
Absolutely. I
Okay,
believe in
perfect.
Jesus.
Oh, perfect. Let's talk about how Christians weaponize the Bible.
Well, Jesus is not. It has been altered, and I would argue that the religion and God don't really approve of religion. So Jesus is who I follow. I don't follow Christianity. I follow Jesus.
What does it mean to be a Christian?
I don't know, because it's been altered. I just
No.
believe in Jesus.
The actual meaning of being a Christian is to be a follower of Christ, right?
Yeah, but they're not following Christ.
No, I'm saying that's just the actual definition of being a Christian.
Well, but that doesn't mean that they're following Jesus.
Right, but that's the actual. We're talking about what it means to be a Christian.
Well, you're not following Jesus if you're altering Jesus' message.
Yeah, my entire point is that people who claim to be Christians weaponize the Bible to hurt, harm, and damage. That's my entire point.
And those are people who are not following Jesus.
Yeah, but they claim to be Christians, and they're indicative of Christianity.
Or you can claim to be Christian and not be really a Jesus follower.
Okay, right? But again, what are the two requirements in order to be a Christian?
I'm not Christian. I'm a Jesus follower.
I don't care if you are or not. I'm saying, what are the two qualifications for being a Christian?
I don't agree with any qualifications to be Christian.
I don't care if you agree with it. That's not the question. It seems like you're having a hard time tracking the question. What are the two qualifications to be a Christian?
I've never heard of these qualifications.
Okay, that's fine. If you haven't heard of them, I got you. It's in the Bible. The two qualifications are.
Who made this up? Who made this up?
They're in the Bible.
Okay, and has the Bible been altered? I don't read the Bible. I just follow Jesus.
How do you follow Jesus without reading the Bible?
You go inside your spiritual well-being and your common sense, basic logic. Basically, you don't really need the Bible. You don't need a book. It's just for those who, lack, what's that word? Guidance, would need the guidance. But if you're
wait, so hold on. Let me try to see if I can somewhat piece this together. Are you saying you're not a Christian, but you live as Jesus lived? Is that what you're referring to?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So if you follow Jesus and you live as how Jesus lived, where do you find the information about Jesus, his teachings, and how he lived?
I follow my basically
no.
Like I said,
no.
Common sense.
Where do you find Where do you find the information about Jesus, his teachings, and how he lived? Where do you find that?
Like I said, again, common sense.
No, I'm not saying how do you discern it. I'm not saying how do you interpret it. I'm saying before you actually knew who Jesus was, when you were introduced to Jesus, his teachings, how he lived, all this other stuff, where did you find that information?
Well, I did, reference from the Bible. But
okay,
the Bible
perfect. So the way that you find information about Jesus, his teachings, how he lived, all this other stuff is in the Bible. We can agree on that, right?
I agree more with the Enoch than the Bible. It's more accurate, and it's basically common sense. I don't need to read the Enoch or the Bible to know that you don't unalive your own neighbor or steal from your neighbor or commit adultery with your wife. Right?
Okay, so then you're not a follower of Jesus. You're not a follower of Jesus. You have your own internal. No, you can't be a follower of Jesus if you're saying that you're not actually referring to the text And you're just saying that
So
you're
you
leaning
saying
on your
the
own
text has
understanding.
not been altered? So
oh no,
text
I know
hasn't been
they
altered?
have been. That's not the point that I'm trying to make. You can't say that you're following Jesus if you're not leaning on the text of Jesus. You're saying that you're
But
following
the
your
text
own
is
internal
not Jesus
context.
because it's been altered.
I
text ain't Jesus.
agree. I agree. I know that it's been altered. The point that I'm making is you're not saying that you're following the teachings of Christ, which would make you a follower of Christ. You're literally saying that it's your own internal compass and you're following your own moral codes. That's what you're saying.
Correct.
Okay, so that has nothing to do with Christianity. You're not good at this.
Yeah, I'm not religious. I'm not religious. I don't follow Christianity.
I said, are you a Christian? You said yes.
Jesus. I'm not a Christian.
At the very beginning, I said, are you a Christian? Before we started going down this road, I said, are you a Christian? You said yes.
I'm a Jesus follower.
You're not a Jesus follower because the way that you follow Jesus is through the religious text. And even if you say that you live as Jesus lived, well, then you find that in the religious text.
I said that Jesus is common sense. Basically,
Jesus is not common sense. Jesus comes from a magical book.
No, Jesus is literally common sense.
Jesus is from a magical book. It's literally Harry Potter.
Unaliving your neighbor is that you need a book for that? Your unaliving your own neighbor, or not? What you call it?
That's why I said you're not following Jesus. That's why I said you're not following Jesus. You're following your own moral compass. I don't need to follow a book,
though. I follow Jesus.
You can't say that you follow Jesus unless you're referring to the teachings of Jesus in the book.
Okay, the book is for the lost, right? I'm not lost. I know common sense. Those who don't have common sense need the book because they've been led in the wrong direction and they need to be brought to the correct direction. And I don't need the book. I know that I shouldn't unalive my neighbor or commit adultery against my wife. Right? That's easy.
Sure. Hold on a second.
Unalive another person.
Sure. I mean, hold on a second.
What are we doing here?
Hold on a second.
You need a book, Santana?
Yeah, shut up for a second. No one's talking to you. Shut up.
You can crash out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said shut up. No one's talking to you. Like, I don't give a fuck about the stupid shit that you're saying. All right, guys, I just realized because I was wondering why the comments were off, and sorry for like I didn't see Discord for some reason. I didn't see that pop up. Guys, he may be very stupid, and I agree that he's stupid, but like fucking stop because of the ableism. I'm not talking to you. Stop with the ableism. I'm not talking to you. I'm literally talking to the chat. Please stop. Right, just because he's stupid, you can say he's stupid without engaging in ableism. So we're not. I'm literally talking to the chat. BGB.
You're trying to get rich.
Hey, I'm talking to the chat. Please stop. Just because he's stupid does not mean that you guys should engage in ableism. We do not do bilateral harm here. You guys can talk about him. You can talk about what you think about him, but you do not do ableism. That's why the comment section apparently is currently off right now, because you guys are for some fucking reason leaning into ableism. Stop the bilateral harm. Stop it. You can talk about him without doing bilateral harm. Critique the person. Stop harming people. All right. Now I'm back to you. BGB.
Well, I mean, harming children, you got to focus on harming the kids because they're unaliving babies. Let's talk about it.
No. Why would I want to talk to you about abortion?
Because 30, 40 million black babies have been aborted since 1973.
Okay. All right. This is what we'll do. I'll actually, I'll indulge you, right? I'll indulge you. But this is what I will say. This is your second time here, right? And you sucked really bad the first time, so much so that people was like, you shouldn't have been platformed, but you're sucking even more this time, right? But I'm interested in finding out your actual. Can I please finish my sentence? Can I please finish my sentence? I'm actually interested in understanding your logic. So I'm gonna actually extend you the opportunity to see if your logic is consistent. I do believe in you, and I want to hear you out. But I want to let you know that you've caused a lot of harm both times that you've been here. So I'm going to do this, but the way that I'm going to do it is under a controlled method. Please listen to me when I tell you the decision as far as how much of this conversation we have and how we can have this conversation is literally in your control, BGB. This will be in your control. I'm not going to mute you anymore. I'm not going to stop you, and I'm hoping you engage in good faith. Now, with this being in your control, it's in your control as far as how much you actually engage in good faith. You don't antagonize the chat, and you provide factual information. Those are the only three things that you have to do, BGB. Good faith, don't antagonize the chat, and provide factual information. Because BGB, what we now have is a permaban on your head because you keep causing this weird bilateral harm. We're just going to go ahead and give you the option of being gone forever. So all you have to do is those three things. Don't antagonize the chat, provide factual information, engage directly. Chat, you guys know how this goes. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, not through YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. It has to go through the pay links. If you guys want him permabanned, we now have a bounty open on his head, which this is from now moving forward. Don't think about any other time. Don't think about any past conversation. This is now, from now moving forward. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Santana speaks for you. BGB, a couple of quick questions. You said that you, just to verify, you care about the amount of babies that are losing their lives, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Would you, let's say if there was an option for a nationwide ban on abortion, right? And you didn't have to do anything. You would just be willing, like you don't have to go out and fight for it or anything like that. If it was implemented, would you support the upholding of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. And so if this was put into law, whatever the actual penalty that comes with it, whether it's like a fine or jail time or whatever, like, would you be okay with the law being enforced?
Absolutely not. I support less government, and father absence is the biggest issue.
Wait. No. Hold on. You're running to something else. I need to understand what you're saying. The question I have is, because you've already said that you would agree with the nationwide abortion ban. So my question is, if they put the nationwide abortion ban in place, which is a law, and if people break the law, would you actually be good with the punishment that comes with breaking the law?
I would disagree. I take that back. I understand more, and I appreciate, Santana, that you're reaching out.
I'm confused.
No, I appreciate you. Right? This is what matters. What matters is that we don't unalive our babies. Right?
No. I'm trying to get a baseline of understanding and agreement with you. So Can you answer the question directly? Yes or no? Would you be okay with enforcing the law if the law is put in place?
For banning abortion? Yes, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. All right, that's what I needed. So your ultimate premise is that we shouldn't be unaliving babies, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. So BGB, with that being said, I think I have a compromise for you. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
Perfect. I think that instead of actually talking about abortions and all this other stuff, I think what we should actually do is a nationwide ordinance that mandates vasectomies, mandatory vasectomies. How do you feel about that one?
Mastectomies, I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah. No, I can tell you. Don't worry. Vasectomy is a process where you go in and actually snip the man that stops them from being able to temporarily have babies. Now, I know this may seem a little bit dramatic or a little bit drastic, sorry, but I want to cover a couple of things with you. First and foremost is it's something that's reversible and typical, right? And typical, it's reversible up to 5 years at the same level. Now, and when I say in typical, I mean it depends on the person, but up to 5 years, you can have it reversed and it's the same level. After 5 years, in typical, the rate starts to slightly decrease. It's safe, effective, efficient. It's a quick outpatient procedure. BGB, do you hoop?
I mean, this is too easy. I mean,
wait, do you hoop?
Going against God's nature.
Wait, do you hoop?
Hoop? Yeah, I play ball.
Perfect. Did you know that you can go get a vasectomy today on Sunday and be hooping again by Wednesday?
Yeah, but you're still going against nature.
Hold on. We're not finished. I'm just making sure you understand that. So it's a quick outpatient procedure. It's safe, effective, and efficient. It's even less expensive than abortions. And you can actually freeze your sperm prior to having the vasectomy. So just in case people want to continue to have kids, but they don't want to have the vasectomy reversed, which I said in typical is reversible, you can actually still have kids because you can freeze your sperm. It is the most safe, effective, and efficient way to ensure that kids aren't losing their lives because it deals with the root cause of the issue instead of an actual factor of the issue.
You know what I want to say first and foremost? I respect you, Santana, that you still got me up here. You know my head is worth $3K. This white woman paid $3K to bring me back from a ban.
I don't care. I would just like to address. I'd just like you to address what I said.
I know. I'm going to address it.
And FYI, guys, yeah, we do have a perma ban on him. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. We're at 40 of the 250 perma ban. So if you want to actually get him out of here, then you can actually do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Anyway, BGB, would you like to respond directly to what I said?
Because white people are not all racist.
Hey, I'm so confused as far as why you're conflating. I just gave you the actual answer to your actual issue. So what do you think about mandatory vasectomies?
It's simple. You should not allow to have a baby for no reason.
Right. And I agree. BGB, I'm agreeing with you. Hold on. Stop. Okay. I'm agreeing with you. Address what I said directly. The way that we ensure that babies aren't losing their lives is by implementing mandatory vasectomies.
No, I agree with it. Fixing the economy. Santana?
What does the economy have to do with the actual mandatory vasectomy?
90% of ABs are financially driven.
Yeah, I hear you. But again, the actual premise behind poverty, yes, I completely agree. Abortions are connected with poverty, but we're not talking about abortions. I want you to directly address what I've been saying. I'm trying to get you to understand that mandatory vasectomies is the best way to go instead of even worrying about abortions. If you want to address the root cause of the issue.
God's nature, Santana.
How's that going against God's nature?
Anything that's God didn't create is against God.
How is mandatory vasectomies going against God's?
Stopping a man from getting a woman pregnant from multiplying when he said in Genesis 1:27, multiply?
Oh, wait, that's not stopping man from quote unquote multiplying.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
That's stopping the man from getting the woman pregnant.
Yeah, that's unwanted pregnancies. Again, vasectomies are reversible, and you can actually freeze the sperm.
Unwanted pregnancies. If you're gonna have a sex, you're gonna get her pregnant.
Oh, no, that's not true.
Either she closes her legs or he, takes responsibility.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So let's talk about the responsibility that's on the man's side.
They're making it harder for him to be a father to his children.
No. Again, if the issue is that why aren't we talking about the men? The problem is the men.
Are
Hey,
you lazy with that
BGB,
stupid
please
hat
stop
on
just
your head?
randomly spamming shit and directly talk to me. I don't know who you're talking to, but like I would love for you to engage in the
Talking
conversation.
about children, they're our future. Children is happiness.
I agree, but what you're saying,
right now,
BGB, I don't care. 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 I just because I want you to engage with what I'm saying. You're running to random shit. Hey, stop it. Let's actually talk. Stop screaming. Stop. Let's stop screaming at each other. I want to talk to you.
Ask these motherfuckers for money.
Hey.
In 40 hours, 10 hours.
Oh my gosh. Hey, you're crashing out. Can you please directly talk to me?
I'm training electricians. Come over here to Florida.
What does that have to do with any of the shit that you're saying?
That you're a good man. I could feel it.
Oh, I would just like for you to actually talk to me directly. Like you're running to other stuff. I'm not sure what's happening right now.
Focus on father absence sometimes.
Okay. Question for you. You're saying that we need to quote unquote focus on father absence. I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Question for you.
I know you do.
Sure. I agree. Who is the most active participants in their children's lives? What racial demographic has the highest participation rate in their children's lives?
Participation rates. This is a question it's tricky.
It's not. It's actually something that you can directly answer.
Give me a second. Maybe
Sure.
somebody can help me with this question. Stand by. Hold on.
W's in the chat for all the actual permaban donos so far, guys. FYI, we are doing a permaban. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links and a link tree in the bio. Sorry, YouTube. It has to go through the pay links. We're now 97 of 250 for the permaban. If you want to add to the permaban to get BGB out of here forever, you can do so. There's only $153. There's only. I'm gonna finish what I'm saying. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care. 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 I literally don't care. I just want to finish what I'm saying.
I know you don't care. Because you don't know.
Why are you screaming at? Like, I'm gonna finish what I was saying. Like I said, if you guys want to get them up out of here, there's $153 left for a permaban. Then you just got to go through the pay links. All right. You said you were going to get some help when it came to answer the question.
Nobody's going to give you $3K. That's what I wanted to say, Santana.
Okay, that's fine.
They're not going to give you $3K.
That's fine. That's fine. You said you were going to get. That's fine. You said you were going to get help to answer the question.
What question?
The question was. The question was what racial demographic is the most participatory?
Who cares about racism? Racism is irrelevant without a CW, Santana. We're not going to stop white people from being racist. What are you talking about? You think that these
talking about racism? BGB. Hey, if you stop yelling for 2 seconds, if you stop yelling for 2 seconds, just listen to me, then you can understand what the question is. It's not about racism. It's not about racism. It's not about racism.
That's your question again.
Okay, then be quiet. What racial demographic is the most participatory in their children's lives?
Okay. All right. So I mean that question is vague. Is that
no, it's not.
That the word? Yes, because you said you going towards white people. You want me to say white people?
No, the answer is not white people. If you don't know, I can just tell you.
Tell me.
It's black men.
All right, so then I'm right. What are we arguing about?
I don't know what you think you're arguing about.
I'm arguing about that the black man is the only hope for the black community. And that black women are the biggest threat to the black community. That's
okay. You know what? You've been saying this for a while, and maybe I just don't understand your point. And hold on. Wait. Hold on. I'm gonna give you. BG. Stop. Can you stop for 2 seconds? I'm gonna give you the floor. Please just listen. Stop. I'm gonna let you speak. I need to stop. I'm gonna let you stop. I'm going to let you speak. I just want you to clarify what you're saying. Hey, be an adult. You're gonna get a chance. BGB. You're gonna get a chance to say it. Stop. I just need to make sure you understand what I need you to hear from you. Holy fuck. You've been saying this over and over, and maybe I just don't understand what you're saying because you keep mentioning black women and all this other stuff. And I think that may be me. So I want to give you the chance to fully understand what you're saying. So I'm not going to interrupt. I'm not going to unmute you. I'm going to give you the floor, and I'm going to give you all the time that you need to actually speak. The only thing that I need from you to start off with is explain to me, why do you keep mentioning black women when you're talking about like them being a threat, and then tie that into black men, and then you can go wherever else you want from there. Before you stop, I just need to make sure you understand what I'm looking for, right?
Facts. I'm with you.
Okay, perfect. The floor is yours. Tell me what's your issue with black women.
Well, this is easy. It's basic logic. The women are brainwashed through the TV.
No one gives a fuck what you think about black women. W's in the chat for the permaban. W's in the chat for the permaban. No one gives a fuck what this asshat thinks about black women. Fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here. Ain't no way you really thought that I care what you think about black women. Fuck out of here. Fucking weirdo. And W's in the chat for Joseph, who like sent $153 to close it out and said, toss me my ski mask. This white man says that white women are overpaid. 3K has depreciated to 250. Fucking fact, Joseph. He's not worth 3K. Not even a little bit. Fucking W's in the chat for Joseph. Joseph was not playing. Joseph got him up out the paint with the quickness. With the fucking quickness. Holy shit. We're gonna say sorry. We're gonna get into the rest of this, but guys, let's see if we can get another debate up here. Again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on. You said, why was I blocked? It's because, hold on. I'm sorry. You were blocked. Who blocked you? I sent you a request to come up. BG from the Boogie. I sent you a request to come up. Oh, damn it, K. I wanted to block that one too. Holy shit. K beat me to it. I was going to block that one too. Yeah, that was him. He came back on another account, say, what was I blocked? Because you had a fucking bounty on your head. What are we talking about? Fuck out of here. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. I don't know why the fuck he thought I would care about what he thinks about like black women. This is Donut in the comment section. Political man said every time they get close to making a point, you kick them. Fuck out of here. You're muted. Come up here and make a point then. I literally told him that he has a bounty on his head. And again, why the fuck would I why would I care what a man has to say about abortion? And two, like he held his own future in his hands. That has nothing to do with me. Literally. He had the ability to actually make his own argument. So there's that. This person isn't going to load. You said every time they get close to making a point, I kick them. What point was he close to making?
Just let him speak, bro.
What point was he close to making?
He was trying to land his plane.
What point was he close to making?
What his point about black women.
Why would I give a fuck about his point with black women?
Yeah, but you should be open to debate it.
Why? Is he a black woman?
It doesn't matter.
It does.
You ask him a question, let him land his plane.
Oh, no. I was being facetious with the question. I didn't give a fuck about what he said. That's why I gave him that question.
Like that if you don't care about what people say. That means you're trying to push a certain agenda.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to push shit. I just don't want to hear him speak on black women.
Close, you kick him. That's not cool, bro.
Oh, no, I didn't kick him because he was close. I kicked him because the actual bounty paid off on his head.
At least Dean challenges him.
I don't give a fuck about that. What does that have to do with me?
Dean challenges you.
What the fuck does that have to do with me? Just because anybody else,
you kick them, bro. Every time.
Stop crying. Stop crying. Why the fuck do I care about what men have to say about women and abortions? Or why the fuck would I care what he has to say about black women when he's not a black woman? Answer those questions directly. Send you a request to come off mute.
Don't debate if you don't care.
You don't get to tell me what I debate. This is literally my life.
Cop out, dog. You copping out, dog.
How am I copping out?
Because you can't handle what he got to say. You
Why
don't know how to come
No,
back
it's not
to
about handling what he has to say. I don't give a fuck what he has to say.
That's not a good debater. Dean challenges the stuff.
I don't give a fuck about what anybody else does. What's my name? You know what? I got you. Don't worry. I got you. Don't worry. Here, this one. Don't worry.
You stepped in a box. Now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here. You better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats and get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah, step in if you dare. Truth hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana.
Yeah, it's sparring with Santana. I don't give a fuck what other people do on their lives, because this is sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. So you telling me that I should actually acquiesce to other people and them debating shit that has nothing to pertain to them, I don't have to. This is my life. If you don't like it, then fuck off. Like, seriously, I have boundaries. And my boundaries are, I don't debate abortion, I don't debate human rights, and I don't let people talk about demographics that they don't belong to. I don't care about your position if you're not a part of said demographic that we're talking about. Sent your request to come off mute. You want to debate something? Or did you just come up so you could cry? Sending you another request to come off mute.
Bring up a topic, I'll debate.
Okay, I have topics on the background. Is there one on the background that you disagree with?
Let's see here. Yeah, what has the Democratic Party did for black people? In one sentence, give it to me right now. What good have they done for black people? Give it to me right now.
Sure. Gave more representation to black people within the political aspect.
More representation, but why they still in poverty and the illegals are doing better than them? Why, dog?
Okay,
why?
You said give you in one sentence what the Democratic Party has done for black people. I gave you what they've done, but instead of addressing the request that you had, right? You told me to give you one thing. I gave you one thing, and you won't address the one thing that I said. You start running towards some other shit that I didn't say. So can you please directly address? You said what's one thing that the Democratic Party has done for black people?
You gave me one.
Okay. So can you address what I said directly?
Listen, you said you gave them the right to do what?
Nope. See, you didn't even listen.
Because you was talking over me. Go ahead.
I wasn't talking. I said there quietly, and then I answered your question.
Okay, one more time. My fault. What'd you say? What did they do?
The Democratic Party gave more black people more representation within the political process.
Okay. But how has that helped them though?
Yeah.
Financially, housing, how does that help?
So now you're changing the question.
No, but
what was your original
my question was, how does it help?
No. What was your original question?
What has the Democratic Party did to help black people?
Okay.
That was my question.
You said, what has the Democratic Party done for black people?
Yeah,
that's what you said.
What have they done?
And I told you something. Hold on one second. Hold on. Okay. I gave you something that they've done. And now you're saying how does that help Black people financially? That's not the claim that I made. If you want to know something else that's specific, we can talk about those specific things. But I want you to understand that you changing your question does not negate the answer that I gave you. You're just changing it now, looking for something else. If you want to talk about the implications, the financial implications of the Black community under Democrats or Republicans, sure, we can talk about that, but that was not your question.
Let's do that one. That's my main point. Let's do that one.
Yeah. Democrats as a whole are better for the economy. And since they're better for the economy, overarchingly, it helps Black people. There's no specific one thing that I'm going to point to and say this one thing was done to benefit Black people financially. But when you look at the actual policies and implementation of Republicans versus Democrats, Democratic policies are better for the economy and Republicans harm the economy, understanding that Black people are literally at the lowest rung of society. And so when those things are beneficial, yes, it raises the floor. But when those things are harmful, Black people are the ones that overwhelmingly are harmed first. A great example of that is when Donald Trump came into power and you talk about the unemployment rate. This is something that I broke down and I had here on January 2025. The unemployment rate for the U.S. was at a rate of 6.2. The unemployment rate, I apologize. The unemployment rate for for Black people was 6.2. The unemployment rate for the country was 4.0. And then the unemployment rate for white people was 3.5. While Trump has been in office with the Republicans, the Black unemployment rate peaked out at 8.2 in November. The average for the country was at 4.5. And then the average for white people was 3.9. Since then, the current rate has dropped down to Black people is at 6.6, which is still higher than when Biden was in office. The average is 4.2, which is still higher than when Biden was in office. And white people, the average is 3.1, which is only 0.1 higher than what it was when Biden was in office. So the point that I'm stating is when the Republican parties do things that negatively impact the country, Black people overwhelmingly bear that impacts, where when the Democratic Party does things that benefit the economy, Black people are able to lift up and progress even more.
Okay, I'm going to respectfully disagree, and let me break it down to you, dog. When Trump doesn't have to say what he going to do to Black people, his policies help Black people. I'm an old school dude, and I'm going to tell you how I know this. Every time Trump is in office,
name one.
There's more Black construction workers.
Name one. I literally gave you something specific. I gave you the unemployment rate, and I talked about it against across racial lines and average. You said that it's the policies that Trump implements, how to partner, that help Black people. I'm willing to accept that. No, I'm willing to accept that, but I need you to name one policy.
Immigration, dog, and I'm gonna cook on you.
Immigration is not a policy.
Okay, you cut me off, dog.
Immigration is not a policy.
I'm starting to cook.
You're not cooking anything. What is a policy?
Listen, hold on.
What is a policy?
When he locked that border down,
stop. You said policies. I'm saying fine, name a policy. Immigration isn't a policy. Name the piece of legislation that Donald Trump has passed that benefited Black people. That's the policy. Sending you a request to come off mute. What's the name of the legislation?
He did.
Okay, then what's the name of it?
He did opportunity. I seen more. I used to DoorDash, and I seen more Black businesses, restaurants open when Trump was in office. When I was DoorDash, because every time I went in, Black-owned business, Black-owned business.
That's not true.
Black-owned business.
That's not true.
What the hell is going on?
I don't care about your anecdotal information. That's not true.
Stop looking up stuff. I'm telling you from my eyeballs. See,
why would I care about your eyeballs?
Because y'all look it up.
Wait, hold on. Chat. He told me to stop looking up stuff, and we need to trust his eyes. Are you out your fucking mind? Did you just lose your rabbit ass mind? You said stop looking up empirics, and you want me to believe the shit that you say? You must be out your fucking mind. Holy fuck. No, I don't care about that. I want to know what the actual
Well, you don't care
business.
about how that helps black people. Exactly. You don't care.
No, I don't care about your anecdote.
You got an agenda.
I do care about how it helps black people. I just want to know empirics. I don't care about you saying, look at your eyes. Sending you a request to unmute. Can you please give me empirics that shows that black businesses were better positioned under Trump than they were under Biden? I can't send you another request to come off mute because I've already sent it. I just need you to unmute yourself. I still have to wait 9 more seconds. All you have to do is click your profile picture and then touch the mic. It'll unmute you. Okay, I sent you another request to come off mute.
There were so many black construction workers back in the day, and they just disappeared. Now they coming back.
Were you talking the whole time?
Excuse me?
Were you talking the whole time?
Yeah.
You do understand that you were muted, right? So I didn't hear anything that you said.
You don't want to hear because I'm cooking.
I'm giving you the floor. I said I don't care about your eyes. I want to know empirics. So can you give me the data that shows black businesses were more?
We tired of articles, dog. That's how you manipulate people.
I'm not saying anything about articles. I don't care about articles. I don't care. Okay, are you omnipotent?
I don't care about data.
Are you omnipotent?
I don't care about data.
Are you omnipotent?
No, I don't care about data.
Okay, I'm not saying anything about data. I'm saying if you're not omnipotent, then why should we believe your eyes?
Because I'm a black old school brother and I see the construction business changing right now.
What the fuck does that have to do with you?
You don't want to hear that because you know illegal immigration hurts black people.
What state do you live in?
13%. What percent you think gonna get hurt?
State do you live in?
I'm in California, dog.
Okay, perfect. So you're in California. You're in California. Even if I say your eyes could see everything in California, do you think your eyes could see everything that's happening in South Carolina?
No, I'm speaking on what I'm seeing in here that I've never seen before.
Okay,
in California.
But again, so are we talking about California or are we talking about the country?
I'm talking about in general.
No. Answer the question directly. Answer the question directly. Answer the question directly. Are we talking about California or are we talking about the country?
I'm talking about the country in general.
Okay, so if you're talking about the country, then wouldn't we need more than just what's happening in California?
Yeah, my eyes is happening over here, though.
Okay, so if your eyes are only happening over there, then how do we know what's happening in the rest of the country?
Because I got friends all over the world, and they told me that they shit started working more under Trump.
You're stupid.
And they blacker.
You're stupid. You're a fucking embarrassment to the ancestors. You're a stupid fucking. You're an old fucking fool. You're a stupid old fucking fool. You're an embarrassment to black people. You sitting here saying, "Oh, I don't need to know data." This is you tap dancing Uncle Tom soft shoe Sambo cooning ass motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about how much you think that you can tap dance for white people and that's going to make things better. It doesn't work that way. And I don't give a fuck about the things that you say that you see because no one can actually verify that shit. You saying that you don't care about data and you're tired of data? That's because you're stupid and they literally prey on stupid people, especially stupid old tap dancing coon ass motherfuckers like you. You're an embarrassment. I know for a fact that you're an embarrassment to your grandparents. You're an embarrassment to my grandparents. You're an embarrassment to our people. Fuck off my live. You provide no utility at all. Fuck out of here. Embarrassment. You're the reason why they don't take black people serious. You sitting here saying, I don't care about data. You're the literal reason why they don't take black people serious. Because you think you can sit here and make shit up. Fuck out of here. And say, I don't believe in empirics. I don't believe in data. Fuck out of here. Anywho, I got to call the guys because I have a haircut scheduled at the top of the hour. And I'm going to finish watching the Jubilee video. Surrounded. It came out 1v20. It dropped today. I only got to see the first claim that I debated on. And I got fact checked twice and I was proven right twice. And so I'm interested to see what happens with the rest of it. So yeah, I may come back later and actually do like a viewing of the Surrounded. You said, where can you watch it? It's on Jubilee's YouTube channel. If I do come back and do it, then it has to be on TikTok and Twitch. Sorry, YouTube, but we cannot put it on YouTube because we get flagged. You got to wait 7 days before I can put it on YouTube. So if I do come back and do like a reaction, then it's going to be on TikTok and Twitch, but I will not be on YouTube. So FYI. FYI. Hey, guys, look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. Turn on notification. Hey, Tess, let's fucking go with the TikTok universe. Or the Interstellar. Holy shit, my bad. The Interstellar. Holy shit. W's in the chat for Tess. W's in the chat for the fucking Interstellar. I'm going to get caught up on some of these donos, and then we're going to call it because I got to go get a haircut. And I've been waiting for this. W's in the chat for Ivan for the one. Oh, yeah, they don't understand socialism when it comes to the military, Ivan. Like, they don't know shit. W's in the chat for Rachel for the 5. If BGB doesn't follow the Bible's words, then what does he call gay people and abortion? Exactly. He's just like, oh, it's just common sense. Stupid. He's stupid. W's in the chat as well for Tori. Tori, hey Tori. That was in chat for Tori for the 15 and say thank you for shutting down the massage noir. Like absolutely every single time. Every single time. Fuck that guy. That was in chat for Lee Saint for the $5 donation. Thanks for the Sunday dinner. Keep cooking. You know it. You fucking know it. Every single time. Let's see here. Getting into the donations for the kicks. That was in the chat for Lamar, who sent 20 for the permaban. That was in the chat for Joshua, who sent 5 for the permaban. That was in the chat for Just Devin, who sent 2 for the permaban. That was in the chat for Jason, who sent 5 for the permaban. That was in the chat for Tracy, who sent 25 for the permaban and for the education. That was in chat for Ashley for the 10 for the permaban. Close their legs, right? Fucking stupid. That was in chat for Ashley for the 10 for the permaban. And I appreciate you. That was in chat. Thank you for that. W's in the chat for Joseph. I know I already said this, but I'm going to do it over and over and over. W's in the chat for Joseph for the $153 for the permaban. And he said, toss me a ski mask. This white man says that white women are overpaid. 3K has depreciated to 250. Whoever paid 300 and whoever paid 3K to permaban him, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Ain't no way. That was in chat for Pat for the 5 for the permaban, and then another 5 for the permaban. That was in the chat for Redman, who sent $199 for the super chat. I didn't even see this. We were getting him up out of here anyway. He sent 3 $199. Hold on, 4, 5. Holy shit. 5 $199 super chats back to back to say how much to kick this guy. This guy's trolling you. Kick this guy. Source, trust me, dog. And then follow up with he sounds like the uncle. I can't say that. Yeah. Dub's in the chat for S Squad, who sent a $10 super chat to say audiobook. I sent your email a few days ago, but oh yeah. I sent that over to Jeff. He should be. I know he's doing his thing and he's been a little bit busy, but I sent it to him. I think it was yesterday or the day before. But I did send your email over to Jeff, and he's super interested. But W's in the chat. Thank you. W's in the chat for Carla for the 10. I think that's like a $2 super chat. The PLN says 10. I met you when I was low. Now I'm high. Thanks to you. I don't know about that, but thank you. Holy shit, that's high praises. That was in the chat for S Dizzy for the $5 super chat to say, I don't get it. You explicitly say to come up if you disagree with the background or if they're MAGA, like follow the rules of the live. True. Like I don't understand either. Sometimes they just, I don't know, whatever. Fuck them. Like they just, yeah, that's a them issue. That's not us. W's in the chat for, let's see, One Mighty Pen for the one cheered bit to say, but he doesn't follow the Bible. Facts, followed by Courtney's with the one cheered bit. Yeah, they always talk about women and closing their legs, but they never address the men. Like ever. W's in the chat for One Mighty Pen for the one cheered bit. What about the kick? We got him up out of here. And last but not least, W's in the chat for One Mighty Pen for the one cheered bit. Jubilee watch. Yeah, I might come back and we can watch that together. I gotta go get a haircut though, and I know I want to watch the rest of it to see my second claim. So we're gonna see what that looks like. Somebody over on Instagram said, watching you on Jubilee absolutely cook Officer Tatum. Yo, when I tell you that shit was bad, like when I tell you he didn't know shit the entire time, we were just sitting there like teaching him shit that he didn't know. It was fucking wild. W's in the chat for all the donos. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. We're going to get out of here because I got to get to my haircut. And when I get back, I'm going to be handsome. So I'll see you all later when I'm handsome. Oh, wait, what did management say? I'm sorry, baby, but he was stupid and he was an embarrassment. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But he deserved that one. Anyway, let's get out of here, guys.
You stepped in a box. Now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here. You better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, you slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats who get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit.
Hey, W's in the chat for the chat. W's in the chat for the chat. Guys, we're out of here. But like I said, I might hop back on later and do a watch of the Jubilee Surrounded 1v20. Go watch us dog walk Officer Brandon Tatum. He didn't know shit about shit, and we fogged him up. Period. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the gifts, taps, likes, and shares. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for all for being absolutely amazing. I love you all, and as always,